also known as the Human Jukebox. Band director Dr. Isaac Greggs, and it is his day today, Dr. Isaac Greggs' day. They performed at 6 Super Bowls, 3 presidential inaugurations, 4 Sugar Bowls, and now enjoy the entertainment.
Haters, get on your job. Tell them suckers, get on your job. Go sit down, Go sit down, Hornets run up if you want to, but you bound to get clowned. Hit the head in your face and tell them, boy, go sit down. If you keep on talking trash, whip his face to the ground. Praise the soldiers around here, water, that's how we get down. S2J, yeah, you know we got that ransom in us. Keep it gutter and ratchet up in the ratchet club. Now ratchet in the circle. Like this your baby song. Scratch your chest like you're dying and belly holding on. Now do the rest.
The Southern University Marching Band is under the direction of Dr. Isaac Griggs, Assistant Director, Lawrence Jackson, Cornell Knight, Darren Beadell, Lorenzo Hall, and me. I'm your MC, Darren B. Feast, and we're out of here.
That was Southern's The Human Jukebox. Coming up next, Alabama State will represent as the Mighty Mark.
State Hornets here from Mobile, Alabama. Just fantasy is finally a reality. CSTV Fantasy College Football. And invite your friends to play or join it publicly. Free at CSTV.com. Carter Blackburn with Ray Lucas, James Bates, Michelle Beadle from Mobile, Alabama. And yes, this is SWAC football. And don't go anywhere at halftime because the bands are going to be blasted. Did you bring your earplugs, Ray?
No way. Just as exciting as this football is going to be, so is that band challenge at halftime. I can't wait to see it.
And let me tell you what, this is not just about a football game. This is definitely about a way of life.
No question.
SWAC football. It is all day. There are mobile homes and campers for blocks around Ladd-Peebles Stadium here in Mobile. And yes, a lot of offense between Alabama State and Southern. 64 for the Hornets, 58 for the Southern Jaguars. And Charles Coe, the head coach at Alabama State, as he's discussing things with Lawson Turner, told us this week, he said, all right, we know Southern is going to get in the end zone. I don't have any qualms that this is going to be a shutout. He said it's just who executes the game plan more. We want to try to keep down the Southern big plays, and we want to be there in the fourth quarter.
Without question, the 2 turnovers are going to play a key, like we just saw in the beginning. 1 punt return, you give your team, especially a team like Southern, the ball inside the 5-yard line. It's going to take them 1 play to put it in there, and vice versa. Over pursuing the football, wanting to make a statement. Southern defense comes out. Just a little play fake by Tavares Jackson. He takes the ball 66 yards down the sideline. It's not even 6 minutes, not even gone yet. We're 7-7.
The headset of Southern University is out, which means that Alabama State, by rule, will have to take that phone set off because the headphone set is set by the stadium. Thank you.
Well, yep, that's what happens. One headset goes out on one side of the sideline, the other headset has to come off. No illegal, so everything's balanced. There's no favoritism on one side or the other. If one headset goes out, that's it. He still has his on. I don't know. He's probably not hearing nothing.
Now, as soon as Charles Coe took his off, Pete Richardson's went right back on. and that is why Charles Coe is discussing this with his entire sideline and with Lawson Turner. Well, we knew that there would be an audio battle on the field with the bands. Now the audio battle is between the technical crew on the Southern sideline and the Alabama State sideline to see whose headset can work first.
And there it goes. Cole put his back on. We're ready to go, I think. He's checking. Are we good? Can I hear? He's talking to somebody. Richardson's talking to somebody.
He's saying, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Good.
So we're finally set for football again after the headset controversy is apparently resolved. First down and 10. Lewis in trouble again, sacked again. Ian Kinsey gets to Lewis behind the line, and that is the second time that Lewis has been sacked. So good pressure up front by the Hornets.
And this has to go down to the secondary, too, for Alabama State. Bobby Coleman, Brandon Everett, Demetrius DeRico. You're going to see it's a coverage sack. He's going to drop back. He's got his head and eyes down the field. Good blocking up front. He steps up in the pocket. But if you have nowhere to throw it, sometimes you got to eat it. You're going to take another look here. He's just going to drop back. He's looking to the left, looking to the right. He's got to step up. Nowhere to go. Right there, Ian Kinsey on a great play.
Second down at 18, but first a penalty flag. So the play is stopped. Alabama State thinks it's false start. We'll see. Already won against the Southern Jaguars on this drive.
False start up against number 88. Still second down.
Just sloppy play by Southern, and this comes down to just what we talked about before, Carter. The lack of game plays. The right guard right there jumps up a little quick, and that's just an experience. Lance Gerard is moving from left tackle all the way over to right. 78 Termaine Johnson is replacing Jacoby Theory, who has left the team for personal reasons.
And again, 3 guys starting at different places for Southern. Trying to block for Joseph Lewis, but this is going to bring up third down. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line for Southern. They have to go all the way to the other 39-yard line to get this first down.
You're going to see it's just going to run option out of the shotgun down there. Ian Kinsey plays it perfectly. His responsibility is the quarterback and quarterback only. Quarterback comes down, he's got to hit him, tackle him, whatever it takes. He's got to put his pads on him.
This is third down and 22. 50% so far, but this is a tough one. Third and 22. They need the 39. Lewis trying to get across midfield, waiting for a block. He dives forward to the 46, but he'll still be about 7 yards shy of that first down.
And that play call right there, another option is just to get them back in field position where they can pin them back inside their own 20 and bring their punter out to do that. I mean, it's a smart play call. You're not throwing the ball in the air, risking another interception and/or an incomplete pass, punting back here on the 39. You move up 10 yards. It's a very cool, good play.
First punt was fumbled by Alabama State. Jay Peck standing at his 10-yard line, trying to at least corral this one in. That led to the Southern touchdown. Colby Miller punts it away. Peck has to come up. He makes the grab at the 16 and only gets out to the 19. So a 3-yard return on the punt by Jay Peck. And that is where the Alabama State offense will take over. Tied up 7-7 in the Gulf Coast Classic.
It's hard to put into words what this game means to me.
It's hard to put into words. There's teaching, coaching, learning,
diversity.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
It's education.
And character.
It's hard to put into words what this game means to me.
Excitement, passion, loyalty.
Your teammates, sportsmanship.
It's hard to put into words what the game means to me.
Competition.
Pageantry.
And just plain fun.
NCAA football.
Every game counts.
First down and 10 for Alabama State, and the Hornets will get it at their own 20-yard line with Tavares Jackson under center. Jackson now a fifth-year senior who began his career at Arkansas, transferred to Alabama State in 2003. He's from Montgomery. And the featured back for Alabama State is Keldrick Williams. And Keldrick Williams actually began his career at Tennessee. And here is Williams getting the handoff on first down and 10, waiting for his blocks, and he picks up about 4 yards as he gets around the left side for Alabama State. And yes, Laundry down on the field. Let's take a look at this Alabama offensive line. It's Beneby and the Babes up front. Senior Ryan Beneby is the only non-freshman to start on the offensive line. Keldrick Williams, the Tennessee transfer, starts at tailback. Al Vance Robinson is having a career year at wide receiver. 5 TD catches in 4 games for the fifth-year senior.
You see Keldrick Williams come off left tackle right here, blocking, just to reach out. Ooh, we're definitely pulling a face mask, even though he let him go. Very unintentional.
Jackson over the middle, that pass complete. Finds a seam in the defense. Lorenzo Slim Hoffman makes the catch and gets to the 43-yard line. That's a first down for Alabama State against the Southern defense. And that defensive line led by Joe Sykes, West Virginia transfer, has 4 sacks already. And the linebackers getting a big boost. Maurice Runnels gets the start. Oklahoma State transfer, eligible for the first time this year, playing at linebacker. 2 seniors, 2 freshmen in the defensive backfield. One of those freshmen, Michael Williams, leads the team in tackles with 24 tackles through 2 games.
That's not good.
You don't want your redshirt freshman cornerback leading the team in tackles, do you? 1st and 10 again. 1st down again. Down the sideline. Al Vance Robinson make it 6 TD grabs on the year into the end zone, and Alabama State back on top.
And let me tell you something. This Tavares Jackson's got arm strength that I've seen when I've played in the NFL. On the run, that ball was a straight laser. Alvin Robinson didn't have any choice to catch it. You're going to see Alvin Robinson come off the line of scrimmage. Just your comeback. Look at this pinpoint X-ray. Boom. The ball's there. Right when he turns around, they're off to the races once again. Look at Tavares. He loves it. He wants to hear some more. That was a great throw by that young man right there.
It's a 57-yard touchdown from Tavares Jackson to Al Vance Robinson. That is his 6th touchdown catch of the season. And once he got the sideline, he was gone.
And I'll tell you what, and they all 3 of these, all of these wide receivers for Alabama State are fit. You go back to Lorenzo Hansel, number 10, who had the first catch. This kid's 6'6", only 159 pounds. But we'll go over the middle like we just saw. A 5'9", 159-pound Al Vance Robinson. A 6'2", 200-pound Chris Maddox. You're looking at the run of gamut. I mean, a big receiver, but they're all skinny, and they have no fear. And when you have a guy like Tavares Jackson throwing the ball at Mach 8 at you, you have no choice but to catch it.
So there are your touchdowns. A 64-yard run. They changed that from originally 66, saying it's a 64-yard run for Tavares Jackson. And then Al Vance Robinson down the sideline for a 57-yarder. And you talk about some big plays. There's a couple into the end zone.
One after the other. And the funny thing is, the point of fact of the matter is, number 7, Tavares Jackson, is the key to both scores. He ran one, he throws one. It's going to be an explosive day.
Albert Turner on the return for Southern, trying to get around the end. This is Turner down the sideline, ridden out of bounds near the 45.
That's another answer right for you right there. Great kick right here. He's going to get up in the field. The little guy hides right there. Great cut right there. Another great cut right there. And then he just turns on the Jets. Gets up the field. There you go. Get out of bounds. Protect yourself.
Gotcha.
Great field position for Southern coming out of their own 43.
Check out HBCUconnect.com, the world's largest website dedicated to the historically black college and university audience. Sign up to network with HBCU students, graduates, and fans, as well as stay connected with the latest HBCU news, events, chat, and more. www.hbcuconnect.com. Southern offense back on the field, trying to show off again. It's 1st down and 10, an incompletion for Bryant, trying to get in the flat on the right side.
J.C. Lewis right there just overshot Emil Bryant, just a little too high. But as you can see now, you know, J.C. Lewis is trying to get the ball out quick. Got a couple pressures early in the first couple series, got sacked, got hit a couple times. And tell you right now, I'm a quarterback. We don't like to get hit too many times, so we want to get the ball out as fast as we can. Might have rusted just a little bit right there.
Call this 2nd down and 10 as we're just under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nichols was lined up wide, and he was supposed to get the handoff. Do you think Alabama State sniffed that one out when Lewis said, "Hey, Nichols, you come stand next to me," and then he gets a football?
All-out blitz. Mr. Coleman's in the backfield before I think Nichols almost touched the ball. I mean, that's a great call by the defense coordinator for Alabama State. Perfect timing. They're timing it perfect. Now it's 3rd and a mile again. This is kind of the situations that don't look good for your offense. 3rd and 4 to 6. That's where you get your 50-yard, 50 completion percent turnover. But I mean, this is tough for any quarterback to overcome.
Bobby Coleman makes a stop, so it's a 4-yard loss. This is now 3rd and 14. Southern has to cross midfield, looking long and just a little bit too long.
Very just a little bit. Rogers Taylor, man, oof. He was open. He got pressure there. J.C. Lewis got hit as he threw the football. That could have been another firework display in this game early.
Now you can tell that neither team is reticent to throw the football long and go for the big play.
And it was a great read by J.C. Lewis. All-out blitz, one-on-one coverage. Just had to put it up there a little bit more air under it, but pressure, the fact, hit him in the face as he was throwing the football.
Miller's punt off the side of his foot. Lucky for Southern that it takes a good bounce for the Jaguars and rolls out of bounds just inside the 25. So with 5:05 left, it's 14-7 Alabama State over Southern in the Gulf Coast Classic in the first quarter.
Total, and it's only available from DirecTV.
For the player, victory makes the game glorious. For the fan, glory is the game.
Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS to order or go to directvsports.com/NFL for more details.
Tarvaris Jackson has the big touchdown run for Alabama State. He's the quarterback. A 64-yard TD run. And you talk about a guy who can throw the football. You've been impressed with his arm strength. You've been impressed with his running ability, and he's used both of those for big plays. Now trying to guide Alabama State at the start of this drive from the 38. Penalty flag coming up as Robert Randolph gets the handoff and shoved out of bounds near the 45.
That's going to be holding on Alabama State. If I'm a guessing man. Rarely am I right, Carter.
Well, Lawson Turner's going to sort it out for us.
Holding on the offense, number 72, be 10 yards from their previous spot. Still first down.
You know, I was just kidding when I said I was wrong, you know. You're going to see here Robert Randolph. He's going to run a little counter off tackle right here. Holding right there, 55's got him holding, throw him to the ground. You're going to see counter, sidestep. Robert Randolph comes to the left right here. Look at his hands, ladies and gentlemen, holding on to that jersey. Can't do that. That's holding.
That's one of the four freshmen starting on the offensive line for Alabama State.
It's unbelievable, 4 freshmen and 1 senior.
James Brown, they say he's the hardest working man on the offensive line, though. 1st and 21 after the hold. Jackson trying to dance his way forward. He's near the line of scrimmage. Jackson trying to break it again around the outside. Penalty marker down as Jackson slides to a first down near the 48. Well, there you see Jackson trying to get free on the outside for about a 21-yard game. As we take a look at the Xbox Live big play replay, this is even bigger. He sold everybody on the fake and then took it 64 yards. First time he touched the football. So that's a 64-yard TD run for Tarvaris Jackson, our Xbox Live big play replay.
And I'll tell you what, that last run, he set that up too. It's really amazing, this kid right here. He's going to run a fake counter right there. Look at him, head, eyes down the field. A little pressure, step to the right, step to the left, excuse me, back. Look at his eyes, always heading downfield. Watch him set up this block right here. Oop, excuse me. And he's up in the field. Watch a smart quarterback get down, take care of your body. Your players need you out there. There's 10 guys out there need you out there for the whole day.
155 yards of total offense already for the 5th-year senior Tarvaris Jackson. 10 touchdown passes. That's 2nd in 1AA. He's got one more tonight, so make it 11. And that's second best in all of 1AA football. The screen goes out to the left side. It's Alvance Robinson who gets near the original line of scrimmage. There's another penalty flag down on the field. And this is going to be roughing the passer, personal foul against Southern.
Stop was made by number 32, Glenn Bell. Got a flag on the play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 55. On the defense, to 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Joe Sykes.
You're going to see here Tarvaris Jackson, his thing, he runs, jumps. Oh, yeah, he threw a punch at Tarvaris, Mr. Sykes. He just tried to introduce himself, say, hey, my name is Joe Sykes. I'm just here, I'm going to be here all day. Just want you to know I'm around. But you want to keep it a little lower than the headshot right there.
Everybody knows he's out there now.
Yes, sir. So does his head coach, too. Mr. Richardson, not too happy about that. Not a smart play, though.
So that means an automatic first down here for Alabama State, now into Southern territory at the 48-yard line. Jackson fakes the handoff. Tarvaris Jackson looking long, dialing it up for Slim Hoffman. That is pass interference. Hoffman couldn't make the grab, but I dare say that Glenn Bell committed pass interference.
And that ball was up there for a long time. Mr. Slim, as they call him, he had him beat. Lorenzo Hoffman had him beat. I mean, he didn't have a chance. Bell had to grab. You're going to see here, it's just a straight fade route. Look how fast Hoffman eats up that cushion, gets right past him. Look at him. I mean, he's wide open. The ball's a little underthrown. That's what you do if you don't want to have a touchdown. It's better to come back, just get 15 yards. Bring the ball back, no touchdown. I agree with Bell did. If you're beat that bad, just tackle the guy.
We had roughing the passer on the previous play. That's roughing the receiver.
But you see, this is the only difference. I think in the NFL, like when we play, you get the ball at the spot of the foul. In college football, you get a 15-yard penalty. So there's no touchdown. If this was the NFL, they'd get the ball on the 1-yard line. A smart play by Bell. It's better to have no touchdown and take the penalty. Just have move it up 15 yards. Give yourself another chance.
You said that ball was just a little bit underthrown. If it's on the line, Hoffman's into the end zone, and Bell didn't have a chance to commit that penalty.
He would have walked right in. Tavares just kind of put a little too much air under it that time.
So call it 1st down and 10 now for Alabama State after the pass interference. Jackson looking into the flat, now looking for Hoffman again. They like that matchup, and you can see why. Touchdown, Alabama State. Second touchdown pass for Tavares Jackson. He finds Lorenzo Hoffman.
Unbelievable pass. A little pump fake. Tavares to Mr. Lorenzo Hoffman, the Slim as they call him. Watch him here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to give you a little pump there. Bring the safety up, get him flat-footed. Look at this. There was no underthrow on that. That's a perfectly thrown football. Unbelievable here. Jackson, you know he likes it. He wants some more. He wants some more. Look, he can't do enough, he told me. Shook his head. I like it.
Hoffman beat Glenn Bell on the left side. Then he goes to the right side and beats Michael Williams. 21-7 Alabama State on Southern. Every time Tavares Jackson and the Alabama State offense have touched the ball, they've made the big plays. That's a 33-yard touchdown pass.
And it's the same route we saw from just the opposite side of the field. He's going to run right past the defensive back. Look at that ball drop in there like a raindrop. It just dropped in. All you do is just open his arms and catch it.
All right, now, Ray, if you're Southern, at what point do you say we need to look at something else defensively because one-on-one isn't working against these Alabama State receivers?
Well, this is the key because Southern likes to blitz a lot on their defense. Their secondary was kind of weak last year. They were ranked 9th out of 10th in the whole SWAC conference. They gave up 223 yards in the passing game per game, which, you know, it's not really good. What you have to do is you got to go back to the zone. We got to take the corners off the island. No more one-on-one coverage. 6'6" against a 5'9" cornerback is not fair in any game. You go back to the zone. You make them throw it past you deep. Nobody gets behind the secondary. The deepest men, safeties, free safety, and the rover in the back.
Southern jumped out first, 7-0. Since then, 21 straight unanswered points by Alabama State, and they have all come in big play fashion. The shortest touchdown has been a 33-yarder. That was Hoffman on the last one. Short field to work with here for the Southern Jaguars at the 33-yard line, but they've gone up against an Alabama State defense that has been putting the pressure on J.C. Lewis.
This is back here. Let's see, step up, there's nowhere to go.
Audio on this is out. J.C. Lewis calls his own number on 1st down, gets near midfield. 1st down and 10, he breaks it to just across the 50.
And you see all those replays that we showed you, all the pressures that J.C. Lewis, you're going to see right here. It's a quarterback draw design right off the bat. He takes off as soon as he catches it. Got to protect that football. You see him protect it, get his head down, shoulders down. Very smart play.
1st down and 10 again. Lewis looking down the sideline for Junior Joseph, incomplete.
And like I was saying before, all those things, they're hits on the quarterback. They might not look bad right now. It's early in the football game. It's the first quarter. We have 28 points scored. Who would have thought that? But the quarterback's still getting hit. It's going to take effect in the 4th quarter when they start to swell up and they start to get a little achy, and he wants to throw the football down the field. It all adds up. We got to keep the quarterback clean and back there for Southern.
Pressure from Frazier nearly got to Lewis. That's an incomplete pass as Vernon took a pop, and so did J.C. Lewis. Kerry Frazier was screaming off the end. Bobby Coleman got a pop on the other side.
You're going to see here just a swim technique. Number 66, Lance Gerard, just gets beats inside, and it gets wrapped up. He's got to keep that hit off the quarterback.
So call this 3rd down and 10. Frazier fumbles the football, recovered by Southern. That is ruled a fumble, and it's recovered by Southern.
Larry Nichols comes all the way back, the running back, to pick up that football. Just not a good series, not a good answer after Alabama State scores a touchdown. They need to come out there, get a few first downs, keep the defense off, give them a blow. You're going to see here, he's got no chance. It's a jailbreak back there. He tries to step up and get rid of it. Number 58 just gives him that's a shot he should not have to take. Kerry Frazier comes back there. You don't want big defensive ends hitting your quarterback. You don't want anybody hitting your quarterback, especially defensive ends.
Billy Gresham, the middle linebacker, got him on the other side.
Sandwich. They love that quarterback sandwich.
A Hornet sandwich. I think they were grilling that up out in the tailgate area before the ball game. Peck back to receive the punt. Really the only mistake by Alabama State has been on special teams. Nearly another one.
And this is something that Southern doesn't want to do. They do not want to put their punter, Kobe Miller, out there. He's 112. All you're going to see here on the punt right here. Fair catch. It looked like a fair catch to me, Carter. I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to get hit after a fair catch. Somebody kind of muffed that up. But going back to the punter, Kobe Miller, he's ranked 112th in the nation, averaging only 23 yards per punt. They got to get some more first downs, and they got to put some points on the board, because leaving it in the punter hands, I don't think he's really getting it done out there.
Jay Peck came to the sideline saying the same thing you were, Ray. Hey, I stuck my hand up. I'm not supposed to get hit. That's why they call it a fair catch.
7 plays, 187 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's not bad for a first quarter. I think I might suit up and go out there and try to catch some passes.
7 plays, 3 touchdowns. Not bad at all. You'd take that any day of the week. The last drive was another quick one.
There's your penalty. When you set it up, you get 2 penalties in a row. They get a move down the field, and you get Tavares Jackson too close to Mr. Slim. Mr. Hoffman throws another fade route. I mean, you're setting yourself up for failure on defense with 2 penalties to start out with.
Handoff on 2nd down. That'll be enough for a first down across the 40 is Robert Randolph. Gets a little help on the outside from Lorenzo Slim Hoffman. So when Robert Randolph gets going, it's Robert Randolph and the family band out there for the Alabama State offense.
And I'll tell you what, these 2 running backs for Alabama State, Keldrick Williams and Robert Randolph, 1st and 3rd in the SWAC in rushing. I've never heard of 2 backs on the same team running for that many yards. I mean, it's a testament to that offensive line. I know they're fresh now, I know they're young, but last year they did a hell of a job.
4 freshmen on that offensive line. They open up a hole in the middle, though, for Randolph to run through. He fumbled it. Alabama State picks it up and makes it all the way to the 42. I mean, when things are going right for you, they're going right.
That's what you call the big bounce. Randolph's coming off. Looks to be like he's hurt. You're going to see here. It's just a quarterback draw right there. Randolph gets it. He gets up in the hole. He's the bruiser running back. Great play from the back of the strip. I didn't catch his number right there, but what a great play. You're going to see him run right here. Watch him come. Number 93.
Now it's Chris Maddox who gets on top of that fumble, though, to recover it for Alabama State. 1st and 10, fumble of the snap. That is going to be a messy pile to sort through. Southern says they have it, but the line judge comes running in there to try to get to the bottom of the pile. Still no official signal from the line judge, and now the field judge says, yes, it's Southern football.
Just 2 unfortunate plays, and you're up 21-7 in the first quarter. There's only 8 seconds left. The most important thing you have to do as a quarterback is the quarterback-center exchange. You got to get the football. You're going to see here the ball just looked kind of funny. Came up a little high, and maybe Tavares was pulling out a little quick. But it doesn't look good. You got to get that.
Well, the first time that Alabama State had a fumble that was recovered by Southern, it was inside the 5, turned into the only touchdown for the Jaguars. We'll see if Southern can convert on this fumble, getting it at their own 43-yard line. 4 wide on 1st and 10. Lewis running the option. He keeps it himself and gets to the midfield marker right around the 50. And at the end of one, 28 points total between Alabama State and Southern in the Gulf Coast Classic 2005. But it's Alabama State who heads to the second with a 21-7 lead. In the 32nd annual Gulf Coast Classic, 21-7 Alabama State as we head to the second quarter. 15 minutes to play until halftime. 15 minutes could save you 15%. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit us at geico.com. Since 1974, Alabama State has been playing the Gulf Coast Classic here in Mobile. Every year changing opponents, but it has not gone so well when it's the Southern Jaguars playing against the Alabama State Hornets. 1-8 all-time versus Southern. Alabama State trying to change that here in 2005.
Great play by Rogers Taylor just to even get back up that far.
Rogers Taylor out of Longview, Texas, makes the grab and gets to the first down marker, and that will be a first down for Southern.
You're going to see here, it's just a quick roll, quick screen out there. You're going to see lineman come out, watch him set up the block. He's nothing there, waits for his lineman. Oops, excuse me, I'm going back outside. I'm going to pick up the first down. Great to get the first down, lowered his head. Great job.
Eight completions, 33 yards now for J.C. Lewis. The handoff goes to Larry Nichols on first down. And he manages to get just inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 6 foot, 190 pounds. Larry Nichols, a sophomore out of Houston, Texas. 49 yards rushing. That led Southern through 2 games. 49 yards rushing.
I mean, it's just that's just not good. And the total was 78 yards on 58 carries. I mean, that's almost a yard a carry. That's terrible. But as you can see here, they don't leave it alone. They're sticking with it. Move the chains.
Nichols gets a first down. Coming into this game, Southern was averaging 1.3 yards per rushing attempt. And P. Richardson said, hands down, we have to be better running the football. I mean, we can't have 1.3 rushing yards per carry.
And you see what he's doing right here. He's not abandoning the run. It's only the second quarter. I know there's a lot of points on the board, so that might get confusing. People want to see them throw the football. It's only the second quarter. Just started. He's giving his defense a blow right now, running the football, keeping them on the sideline, getting them some water, but they're still moving the chains. They're doing a great job.
Back to 4 wide with Lewis in the shotgun. He pump fakes, looks long to the end zone, and that is incomplete. As Junior Joseph ran into one of the defensive backs, ran right into Jimmy Toussaint, incomplete.
Kind of looked like he misjudged that one. Thought it was going to be short. Could have kept running right there. I think he would have ran right underneath that one.
So call it good coverage by Jimmy Toussaint. He stood there and set a screen on Junior Joseph.
Just got in the way. Put himself between him and the ball.
So now on 2nd down and 10, Brian Washington, the tight end, goes in motion. Option, pitch inside. Nice little flick to Steele Adams, who picks up about 5 yards on 2nd downs. That'll bring up 3rd and about 5.
I like that play. It's a little hard. It looks like he's running the option again. Instead, it's a little lateral pass to Steele Adams up front. Great defensive play here. You're going to see this. I even got confused. Look at that. That's a nice little nifty little thing. Steele Adams is a bruiser, 6'2", 225-pound senior. He's the one that they put in there when they want to pick up some tough yards.
3rd down and 5. That means that Southern has to get to the 26-yard line to get a first down. Southern 0 for 4 on 3rd down so far. Penalty flag on this play. It's an incomplete pass as Lewis took a pop, but there's a penalty flag on the far side of the field at the line of scrimmage. Lewis is getting beat up.
And this is, I told you, this is the kind of shots you don't want to have to take. Boom. Oh, that's roughing the passer. That's definitely roughing the passer. Head to helmet to helmet. No need for that. Somebody could get seriously injured.
J.C. Lewis is on the phone to Donovan McNabb saying, what did you put on those ribs? Give you a little extra padding after you took a shot like that?
Against the defense, that penalty will be declined. We had a personal foul with the hand going to the quarterback head, be 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Oh, man. I mean, that's just, I didn't want to say it. I want everybody at home just to feel that. That's how I get ooh in the booth. That's what I mean. That's a shot that you don't want your quarterback to take. They're going to start sliding the protection or doing something. I mean, this kid is their whole offense. You got to take care of this kid.
Lawson Turner and his officiating crew recognize that, so call it first down, and there's a penalty flag. So that means Southern has its first third down conversion of the night. They were 0 for 4 before that play.
And just right after, you know, a play like that where the quarterback gets seen,
64, 5 yards, still first down.
Kobe Green, he's got good size and strength, and he plays a lot of their positions right there, just getting a little jumping. Once you know the lineman get, once they get down in the red zone, they want to get scored. You're going to see on the top right side of your screen right there, number 64. Just get a little antsy. Just got a little bit. Sit in there, big dude.
And again, Southern moving the offensive line around. You had 3 guys starting for the first time in new positions on that offensive line. And this is just the 3rd game of the season for Southern because of the Hurricanes. Lewis, touchdown, Antonio Overstreet. And that is the big play receiver that Southern went to 5 times. Last couple of meetings against Alabama State, he had 3 touchdown grabs in the SWAC championship game, and he has one here to make it 21-13.
You're going to see here just his shotgun. He reads it, one-on-one coverage. Look at the placement with his football. The ball was out before Overstreet even made his post move. Didn't even give him a chance. Great delivery, great catch. And like I said, this game is never going to be out of reach today. Never.
Charles Coe said as long as we have a chance in the 4th quarter, that's all we're asking. Well, once again, back and forth we go in the Gulf Coast Classic between Southern and Alabama State.
Enjoy the rest of your day right here on CSTV.
Loon Dewell's a redshirt senior, as James said, from Baker, Louisiana. Already has a degree in criminal justice, so he is officially a Southern University alumni out there playing at left guard, now in his 4th year of eligibility. He redshirted, got his degree,
oh my goodness.
So now he's into graduate studies. Another nice return by Desmond Foster, and boy, he has that big play potential return to kicks.
He is so dangerous. I thought he was pinned on the inside there. He dips left, he dips right. Next thing you know, he's turning the corner. I mean, he's amazing. You got to put a body on this kid, or he can hurt you at any point in the game if he has his hands on the football.
Coming into this game, as you said earlier, Ray, 31-yard average returning kicks.
I wouldn't even kick it to him. I'd start kicking in spots on the field, and hopefully, you know, he doesn't touch the football, or we can get some guys down there to stop him that fast.
Also a starter at cornerback for Alabama State. Hornets get the ball at their own 33-yard line, trailing by a touchdown now. Inside give, Keldrick Williams. And let's check back in with James.
All right, guys, here's Evelyn. Finally put that clarinet down. That's okay, for good reason. You guys got a big show coming up, but you proud of your big brother out there playing on the field?
Yes, I'm very proud of him. I love him very much.
Now, he works hard out there getting ready for these football games, but you guys work pretty hard too, don't you?
Yes, every day, from Monday to Friday. Some in home games, it's even Saturday mornings.
All right, well, you guys have a good show at halftime, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, and of course, stick around because in just over 12 minutes, you are going to experience the Southern University Band, the Alabama State Band, and it is the real deal. And we're going to bring the entire halftime performance to you, and if you haven't experienced SWAC halftime, that's just about half the show.
Oh, it's going to be great. But you know what I just noticed? James Bates over there had the light blue shirt on. Kind of looked like he fit in with the band. Maybe we should get him an instrument or something.
Or we need to get him a mustard yellow shirt so he can go sit in the Alabama State Band.
Yeah, that's going to be fun at halftime. I'm excited about seeing it. If we could ever get there, there's so many points being scored.
Alabama State facing third down here. The first down marker's at the 43. Jackson fakes a pass, nearly slips out of a tackle. But Maurice Runnels wasn't about to let Jackson slip out of that one.
This kid is a tough kid, Tavar Jackson. He runs right into a middle linebacker Maurice Reynolds and doesn't go down on first contact. I think Maurice Reynolds took the point of that one. I think Tavares Jackson was the hitter, not the hittee, as they say. You're going to see him roll out to the right, try to fake it. Boom! Oh, excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and fall forward for an extra couple yards right there.
Inside linebacker taking a pop from the quarterback. So now James Vernon on the punt return, trying to get around the corner. Nice juke move. And he is dragged down at the 43-yard line. Nice open field tackle by Kerry Frazier.
You're going to see, well, this is one of the things that they get in trouble for. James Vernon, he's going to get a horse collar. That's what they call it when you grab him by the back of the shoulder pads. That's how a lot of knees get blown out in the NFL. That right there is tackle is illegal in the NFL right now.
Time to check out today's trivia question, brought to you by Aflac. What former Alabama State player holds the record for career receptions and receiving yards? We'll be bringing you the answer to the Aflac trivia question here in just a little bit. Here's your hint. He's here today at Ladd Peoples Stadium, and that's about all the hint you get. ...121 yards of offense, but 14 points for Southern. They had a short field when they scored one of their touchdowns. This pass complete to Gerard Landry, who drags the Alabama State defender all the way out to the 47-yard line, about a yard shy of a first down.
And he was just running and tumbling and stumbling, refused to go down. I mean, that was just a great extra effort right there.
He's taken down on the 47-yard line. Second down and 1 yard to go.
Receiver to each side on second down and a short 1 yard. Lewis completes it in the flat. Brian Washington, the tight end, makes his second grab of the day. And that's a first down right at the 50-yard line for the Jaguars.
And you can see what the Southern Jaguars are doing right now. It's look, second quarter is 10 minutes left to play in the game. Everything's moving. They're moving fast with the slow. You know, they're concentrating on what they're doing. Everything is precise. 2nd and 1, you get the right play in. The tight end's going to the flat. You move the chains. Now you restart the offense.
Hand off straight up the middle. There is Steele Adams. It is not Steele Adams who makes that run. It's Devin Hebert running the football. Devin Hebert with the carry out of Edgar, Louisiana. Southern University from Baton Rouge, Louisiana versus Alabama State, located in Montgomery. Pass complete on the outside. Edward Robinson hauls it in. A short gain. That's going to bring up third down for J.C. Lewis and Southern.
Jimmy Toussaint, the defensive back there for Alabama State. Great defensive play. Keep the guy in front of you, and as soon as he catches it, you wrap him up and bring him to the ground. That's about the third tackle that Jimmy Toussaint's made today in the open field.
Third down and 7 yards. Southern needs the 40-yard line for a first down. Lewis on the quarterback draw near the first down, but he is at least a yard shy.
And that was just a straight quarterback draw, design called. That's the way it is. He's back in the shotgun. He's going to catch, hold, and take off.
Demetrius DeRico leads the Alabama State charge on defense to bring up fourth down.
And they're going to go. You're going to see here just a great quarterback draw. Watch J.C. Lewis try to lower his shoulder and get the first down. They knew this was fourth down situation. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Fourth down and a long one. They need the 40-yard line. Inside give. Larry Nichols nowhere close. And the Alabama State defense comes up again. Billy Gresham, the middle linebacker, met Larry Nichols behind the line and pushed him back even further.
You're going to see it. The quarterback draw, 53 gets in there. Billy Gresham, D at number 41, Deion Lewis, and they're loving it. They're loving it. That's a great answer for a defense. 2 stops. It wasn't that far to go.
Your SWAC Defensive Player of the Year pick in 2005, fifth-year senior who's from Montgomery, Alabama, where Alabama State's located, in the capital here in Alabama. Playing in Mobile in the 32nd annual Gulf Coast Classic. Mobile was a city that was affected by Hurricane Katrina on the eastern edge of that storm, but really it was Hurricane Ivan that came through last year that has mostly affected Mobile, Alabama, still recovering from that storm. And course, as we mentioned, Southern University's had 2 games washed out by the hurricane. They're located in Baton Rouge, so Katrina and Rita affected the Southern University campus. They've played only 2 games this year.
And that affects both sides of the football. When you're not getting the reps that other teams have had, 4 games, 2 games extra, it all comes into play when you're playing. You're going to get penalties. You're going to have offsides. You're going to have blown assignments. And then that's all part of playing, repetition. That's when you get better. When the more reps you get, the better off you're going to be.
Well, Pete Richardson, the Southern head coach, said, "It has been an issue for us not playing games, and especially with a young team trying to get reps. But our priorities, number 1, making sure that everybody's family's taken care of. Number 2, making sure that we take care of our grades through all this. Still have to go to class, still have to make your grades. And then number 3, we're going to worry about what's going on the football field." But when you're an 18, 19, 20-year-old football player and you've only been out there twice, you are really ready to play football. And I asked Coach Richardson this week, I said, well, what's the attitude right now around this team with everything going on? He said they are so eager to play football and make plays that everything else is taking a back seat right now.
And I think that same exact attitude let DeVar Jackson go 64 yards the other way because they were so eager. They're having so much fun. It feels so good to have a release, to have something you can open your heart to that you love. You can just go out there and let it all hang out and get some aggressions out. And I think this is a wonderful thing, too. I mean, they need it. The kids need that. And this is what football does, man. It brings people together, and it lightens the burden a little bit, I think, for everybody.
21-14, Alabama State leading Southern. Let's check in with James Bates.
Well, guys, now we got a little bit of defense. That's more like it. The band was cheering for some defense over there. And, speaking of defense, on this defensive side of the ball for Southern, of all the coaches that are here, defensive coordinator Terrence Graves is the only one that went through spring ball with these guys. As far as the linebackers go, they're very young. They've started to make a few plays. Watch this play here, guys. Look at that. Speaking of defense, hey, Carter, I almost saw a good pick right here in my face. Those linebackers, of course, are what caused that ball to be thrown high and give them some time. But Maurice Reynolds, he's the guy who practiced a little bit in the spring, thought he was ineligible. He came back and practiced one day in the fall, found out that he was eligible, and 1 week later he's starting. Next to him, DJ Brooks, only played a little bit last year with 4 tackles, and the stickman, Renee Gedrich, he's played defensive end his whole life. So a lot of young pups there at the defensive linebacker spots, but they're stepping up finally.
James, you mentioned Reynolds. He's the guy who was at Oklahoma State and went through that transfer process and had to go through what they call the NCAA clearinghouse, which is a lengthy look at all of your grades to make sure you're eligible. And pass tipped, and it's picked off. David Brooks makes the interception down to the 41-yard line.
And like you said, Mr. Bates asked for some defense, and he shall receive some defense. Speaking of the linebacker core right there, David Brooks, as you saw, picks off that pass right there. You're going to see Tavares Jackson right here. Look at this missile. Oh, right in the neck, number 21. Randy Thomas knocks it up in the air. David Brooks comes down with the pass, and look at him get up. James, what do you think of that defense down there, buddy?
Hey, Cool Hand Luke. I know you like that show you do there on CSTV, but who's got the crystal ball now?
Randy Thomas got a hand on it.
Number 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Insult to injury, personal foul against Alabama State.
Mr. Warford, number 79 right there on your screen. Give him a little extra activity on the bottom on the pile there. He was the one that tackled David Brooks on the bottom, and Brooks, he was trying to get up, but he had a little struggle on the bottom of that pile. But not good. You're giving Southern more field position, more close, and you know what happens when J.C. Lewis gets close.
First time it turned into a touchdown for the Southern Jaguars. Lewis with heavy pressure finds the open man, Larry Nichols. Out of the backfield, Nichols inside the 20-yard line.
Dion Lewis laid a beating on J.C. Lewis right there, number 41 for Alabama State right here. As you're going to see, he's going to come right off the corner. He reads it, throws it hot to Nichols in the flat. Nichols gets up the field, and he gets hit right in the chin. These hits are going to come back later, and they're going to hurt this kid.
Kerry Frazier makes the pop there. Second down, pass tipped, and it's incomplete. Again, pressure. Boy, Alabama State has been blitzing all day long. That time it's the rover. DeRico, who's basically a safety. They call him a rover in the Alabama State defense, but he comes on the blitz.
And they're bringing him off the corners from each side. First it was the right side. Now they're bringing Demetrius DeRico from the left side. They're bringing him from all over. But as you can see, J.C. Lewis is starting to pick them up where they're coming from, and he's trying to get the ball out to where it hots. Anytime you have a blitzer coming free, you want to throw into that blitzer. That means somebody's coming from behind him to cover an open wide receiver.
This is just the third career start for J.C. Lewis, trying to make it 2 for 2 in the red zone. Incomplete on 3rd down and 3. Intended for Rogers Taylor.
And this is what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen at home, man, speaking from just quarterback experience, we are very tough people. So everybody's had that misconception, Carter, that we're a little soft, but that's all a misconception. What happens is after you keep getting hit a couple times, it's involuntary. Your feet, you get happy feet, they call. You're going to see him standing in the pocket. You're going to see him moving around. He doesn't feel comfortable because after you get hit in the mouth for 4 or 5 times, you start thinking your eyes creep down. They don't want to look down at the line, but they creep down. So here's your 4th down numbers. Are 0-2 on 4th down today and for the season,
including one earlier today. Lewis tucks it, and he's going to run near the 1st down marker. Needed the 16, and he got awfully close.
This is definitely going to be a mark.
Lost his helmet, but he's not going to care as long as he gets the 1st down.
I don't think so.
Looks about half a yard short. There is the official signal. Alabama State holds for the 2nd time tonight on 4th down.
Big stop there by Alabama State defense. I mean, that's something you answer. That right there moves the chains, takes the wins out.
So to answer our Aflac trivia question, well, here it is. What former Alabama State player holds a school record for career receptions and receiving yards? It's Reggie Barlow. Played at Alabama State from 92 to 95. And guess where Reggie Barlow is now? Somewhere on that Alabama State sideline. He's now the quarterback coach after he had a solid career in the National Football League as a punt returner.
Keyshawn Connor making his presence felt on the other side of the line of scrimmage of Alabama State.
This is Reggie Barlow. There you see him as a member of the Alabama State Hornets. 133 receptions in his Alabama State days, 2,600 yards, and now into his coaching career at Alabama State as the quarterback coach.
Kind of look, when you see the similar running styles between him and Tavares Jackson running down the sideline, I think we saw a little bit of Reggie Barlow today running down there.
Tell you what, he's got a great quarterback to work with at the beginning of his coaching career in Tavares Jackson.
And he's a joy. I mean, the kid's got great arm strength, he's got great foot speed, and he makes great decisions. What else can you ask for?
Timeout, Alabama State. Hornets with the football, clinging to a 21-14 lead.
Ask about it at work.
Alabama State band getting ready for halftime. We're 2:56 away from the Battle of the Bands here at CSTV Football Nation at the Gulf Coast Classic in Mobile, Alabama. We'll bring you the entire halftime show as the Hornets and the Jaguars battle it out on the field, and then they battle it out on the field with instruments at halftime. Still got some football to go, though. 2:56 with Alabama State, a touchdown lead and the football. Tavares Jackson into the flat. Alvance Robinson trying to cut it back, and he has wide open space around the outside. Robinson to the corner. He gets past the 40-yard line, and what a play by Alvance Robinson running sideline to sideline.
I think he ran 100 yards just in that play alone, running sideline to sideline. I'll tell you what, it's a quick screen out here to the right. You're going to see him look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he's off to the races. Michael Williams, number 22, you're going to see him run all the way across the field. That's a game touchdown saving tackle right there.
Check in with James Bates.
Yeah, Brandon Horace needs to turn around and block somebody. Number 1 block somebody, and he goes to the house. They need to look up somebody to block.
Exactly right. It was about 1 block away from a touchdown for Alvance Robinson. You don't see a wide receiver screen turn into a 100-yard play very often. He was going sideline the other way.
And they're picking up the hurry-up offense here for Tavares Jackson.
3 catches, 94 yards for Robinson. Now Chris Maddox with the grab and another first down. to the Southern 39-yard line. Well, we have a few to choose from, but let's check out our Xbox Live Big Play Replay.
Popped up.
Please do something about the effects on these replays. They're killing us. Xbox Live Big Play Replay. And with 2:16 left in the second quarter, a timeout by the Southern Jaguars as they were getting picked apart by Tavares Jackson and the Alabama State Hornets.
And you can't teach that last pass that Tavares Jackson threw out to the flat out here to Chris Maddox was a missile. It was on a rope. I mean, it looked like he just threw a sidearm out there. You can't teach that. I mean, that's just his physical ability and his arm strength and his stuff to get the ball out there. That's not an easy throw. It might look like on TV that it's only a 10-yard throw, but you're looking at 30 yards from where he's standing to where the ball gets caught, and then, you know, he gives him a chance to turn it up. Not too many people in college football can make that throw.
How about Tavares Jackson? I mean, he ranks among the most talented quarterbacks I've seen so far this season in the games we've had on CSTV Football Nation.
Now look at his numbers. 68 rush yards, 154 pass yards. He's got over 220 yards. It's the first half. That makes me nervous.
Makes Southern even more nervous. Next Saturday afternoon on CSTV Football Nation, it's a show of armed forces as the Air Force Falcons head into Annapolis to take on the Navy midshipmen. Falcons looking to revenge last year's close loss at Navy's hands. You can catch all the military action next Saturday, 1:30 Eastern, only on CSTV Football Nation. Here in Mobile, Alabama, it's the Gulf Coast Classic with Alabama State taking on Southern. Alabama State has the football, 1st and 10 from the 39. Keldrick Williams gets the pitch and gets about 7 yards around the left side.
Keldrick Williams, I mean, this guy is a force. He's unbelievable. I mean, he's got first team all SWAC last year. He ran for 1,167 yards, 17 touchdowns. Led the league in the SWAC with 17 touchdowns. Kid's a monster.
Transfer from Tennessee. It was Williams and Jackson who decided enough of this 1A football. They were both playing in the SEC. Williams at Tennessee and Jackson at Arkansas, but not getting a lot of playing time. So they came back home to Alabama State, and now leading this Hornets team as seniors. As Lorenzo Hoffman pulls in another grab, and it's a first down for the Hornets inside the 30-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, not only is Keldrick Williams running the football, he's picking up blitzes. That was a stone face, turned somebody away right at the line of scrimmage. I think that was Maurice Reynolds running in. He smacked him right in the mouth.
1st and 10 from the 26 for Alabama State. Under a minute and a half remaining before halftime. Jackson looks to the end zone for Hoffman. It's tipped and incomplete. That's Randy Thomas, who got a hand on a Tavares Jackson ball you saw in our Xbox Live Big Play Replay that turned into an interception. Nearly got a pick himself.
Yes, and he came all the way from the middle of the field, and it's good because I think Randy Thomas trying to bait him right here. You're going to see Mr. Lorenzo Hoffman, Mr. Slim. Look at him. Cuts off. Great angle. Great effort, too. Almost had that play. Look, he knows it. He wanted it back. He wants to try it again.
Randy Thomas is a true freshman from Montgomery, Alabama. He's out there starting. And you can see why he made the field early on for the Southern Jaguars. 21-14, Alabama State has the lead, looking for more. Pass complete, Alvance Robinson. One-on-one on the outside with Dio Bernard, and Robinson wins that battle.
And it's not just Robinson running a great route. Jackson's arm strength gets the ball out there, and he's throwing the football before the receiver even breaks. You're going to see here. It's just usual comeback. Inside slide, he's playing inside. He breaks. Look, the ball has already been in the air for I don't know how long, and it's on his outside shoulder. You can't teach that.
This is advanced quarterbacking here from Tavares Jackson. Again, spinning inside, touchdown, Alabama State. There's no touchdown signal yet. Looked like Jackson broke the plane. Even if it was a fumble, it was recovered by Alabama State. There is still no touchdown signal.
Clock is still running.
I think they're going to say that Jackson is down inside the 5. Called him down at the 1. Jackson down at the 1.
You're going to see here, look at this, is all individual effort. Watch him tuck the football away. One spin right there. That's 2 missed tackles, 3, 4, 5. Yes, he is down at the 1. You see his knee. Great call by the officials right there. It's right over here. You can't see it. I'm scribbling it out for you. Right there, his knee is down. Great call by the officials right there. Great individual effort by that young man, though.
timeout here by Alabama State before the 1st and goal. And that is a great call because Jackson stretched and got the plane, but it was after his knee hit the ground.
Great call by the officials.
Stay tuned for Church's Chicken Battle of the Bands coming up at halftime. And it is going to be a battle royale. I mean, Charles Coe, the head coach for Alabama State, said that the game was like Ollie Frazier.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been Ollie Frazier on the field all night with these two teams going back and forth offensively. I'm almost positive we're going to have a Tyson Holyfield, well, without the biting, of course, a Tyson Holyfield fight out there tonight.
Feels kind of like Manila right now. That was a Foreman fight, but no, that was a Frazier fight.
43 seconds to go. See if Southern defense can stop right here.
1st and goal from the 1. Handoff inside. Will wait. There's the touchdown signal. It is touchdown Alabama State. Lee Carter, the senior fullback, into the end zone. And Alabama State back up by 2 scores.
And, you know, it's always rewarding to give the big fullback a 3-year starter for you that's been just basically blocking for all these backs getting over 1,000 yards. Give him a little reward down there. Let the big fullback eat a little bit. Let him get some. You're going to see just a reverse pitch. It's a dive right to the fullback, legs churning. He will not be denied. You can't give a fullback something that close down there. He'll, you know, try to kill himself just to get in there. And he's excited about it. He deserves it.
That's just the 2nd career touchdown for Lee Carter now in his senior year.
I mean, blocking for Keldrick Williams and whoop.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, turning on number 2. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Keldrick Williams, the tailback, is the one who's called for the taunting.
And just get back to Lee Carter, positive note. You know, these Keldrick Williams, 1,600 yards. Robert Randolph, 750 yards. Who do you think's in front of this guy, plowing the way for him? Offensive line, and Mr. number 32, Mr. Lee Carter.
So a little glory for Lee Carter. That extra point sneaks through to make it 28-14. And lest you think that this ball game is in Alabama State's hands, that was exactly the score in the SWAC championship game that Southern led by in the 2nd half last year when Alabama State stormed back to win that ball game. So no lead is safe between Alabama State and Southern.
By no means. By no means, Carter. This is going to go down to the wire.
1-yard touchdown run by Lee Carter, which means 38 seconds before the half. And yes, let's flash back to 2004. This is the SWAC championship game, and it was a 28-14 lead by Southern late in the game. In the late 3rd quarter, before Alabama State started its comeback, you see Keldrick Williams getting into the end zone, charging back for the victory, down 28-14, and capturing just its 2nd ever.
I mean, it's
second ever SWAC championship. That was Alabama State 40-35 over Southern.
Look at the score though, 40-35. I mean, do you think we might have a chance to reach that today? I think there's a good chance, ladies and gentlemen, stick around because it's already high scoring and it's not even over the 1st half.
I mean, everybody put up big numbers in that game. That was 2nd ever SWAC championship. Alabama State joined in '82. They won it in '91 and then again in 2004.
Okay, now here you got 30 seconds on the clock. That's a lot of time for some plays here. Come away with the field goal, maybe. Take a chance at the end zone. But also, you got to watch out Alabama State, because if I was them right now, I'm blitzing. I mean, we put so many hits on the quarterback already. Why not blitz him right now? He's a sophomore, J.C. Lewis. He's took shots already. He has the happy feet. Why not put the pressure? And/or, this is why I'm a quarterback, they're going to go to prevent.
Big time prevent. J.C. Lewis still pressured on the outside. Still got a pop. Finds Antonio Overstreet trying to dance out of the backfield. Tackled from behind.
I don't like that call at all.
The clock's still ticking. 15 seconds now.
I mean, he takes a shot right here. Just nobody even touched him. Boom, right there in the bottom of your screen. He's still on the ground when the receiver runs past him.
So call this 2nd down. That will stop the clock temporarily. Now the scoreboard shows zeros, and in fact that will be the end of the 1st half. So Southern doesn't get much at the end of the half, but 14 points on the scoreboard.
Oh, hold on a second.
Well, now the referees are going to get together and discuss whether there should be some time put back on the clock.
For the clock operator, put 2 seconds back on the clock.
You're going to get a shot at the end zone.
2 seconds on the clock. Now they moved the chains, which means that as soon as the ball is set ready for play, the clock is going to start winding.
They're going to try to kick a field goal here.
And the line judge rushes in and said, did Southern take a timeout? Because if not, there's no way that they can get this kick off. And now here is the Southern timeout, setting up for this field goal.
That's a great point, Carter, too, because if they didn't call a timeout, they would have ran 2 seconds off as soon as the ball is set.
The only way the clock stopped there was on the first down movement, so Richardson was forced to call a timeout to preserve that 2 seconds left on the clock. Let's check in with James Bates.
Hey, guys, what's going on? Oh, the delay in the band's coming out there, right, guys? You guys fired up, ready to roll tonight? Yeah. You got a good show? You ready to roll? Let's do that stretch one more time. That felt good. Oh, Carter, this is nice. Take it back up to you guys. We'll just wait. We'll wait.
See, once again, I'm not sure if James is fitting in. He's got that light blue shirt on that you pointed out, Ray.
We got to give him some kind of cold. Plus, if I did that stretch right there, they'd have to bring the EMS truck out to get me back up here. That's some bending for you right there.
2 seconds out of the timeout. Here is Breck Ackley for the field goal attempt. It's a 53-yard attempt and nowhere close. And that is how the half will end. Alabama State making another defensive stop. So the Church's Chicken Battle of the Bands is coming up next at the half. 28-14, Alabama State leading Southern. But the Church's Chicken Battle of the Bands is next.
It's uncensored.
What a gentleman.
Unrated. Uncut. Holy. It's the never-before-seen DVD. Family Guy presents Stewie Griffin, The Untold Story. Only on DVD today.
College football is back, and so is Crystal Ball, presented by Xbox Live. Previews.
I think they're overrated.
Predictions.
They might be the best defense in the nation this year.
And analysis of all the week's top football action. Crystal Ball, presented by Xbox Live. Wednesdays at 7, only on CSTV.
Into the 10, open ahead to the 5. CSTV is the home of Navy football. The excitement, the pageantry, the tradition. Navy midshipmen, America's team, and proud members of CSTV Football Nation. Touchdown! Saturday at 1:30, Air Force takes on Navy.
You got a gift, son. With that gift comes a lot of responsibility. That's why we're gonna pull you out of school. We're gonna get you a big-time agent. We're gonna hold out for the biggest pro sports contract possible.
Okay, Pop.
We're gonna make heaps of cash.
Welcome back to the Church's Chicken Battle of the Bands, already in progress. The Southern Marching Band, also known as the Human Jukebox. Band director Dr. Isaac Greggs, and it is his day today, Dr. Isaac Greggs' day. They performed at 6 Super Bowls, 3 presidential inaugurations, 4 Sugar Bowls, and now enjoy the entertainment.
Haters, get on your job. Tell them suckers, get on your job. Go sit down, Go sit down, Hornets run up if you want to, but you bound to get clowned. Hit the head in your face and tell them, boy, go sit down. If you keep on talking trash, the whip his face to the ground. Raising soldiers around here, water, that's how we get down. shoot jazz. Yeah, you know we got that ratchet in us. Where my ratchet jags at? Baton Rouge, let me hear you. Where my ratchet jags at? It's for my ratchet brothers and all my ratchet girls. They keep it gutter and ratchet up in the ratchet club. Now ratchet in the circle. Like this your baby song. Scratch your chest like you're dying and barely holding on. Now do the rest.
The Southern University Marching Band is under the direction of Dr. Isaac Griggs, Assistant Director, Lawrence Jackson, Cornell Knight, Darren Fidel, Lorenzo Hall, and me. I'm your MC, Darren B. Peace, and we're out of here.
That was Southern's The Human Jukebox. Coming up next, Alabama State will represent as the Mighty Mark.
Can come true in the viewer circle at directtv.com.
Welcome back to Mobile and the Church's Chicken Battle of the Bands. Behind me right now is the 230-member Alabama State Mighty Marching Hornets. Enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good one.
know you've been waiting for it. Always imitated, but never duplicated. It's that famous fast march called Double Time!
Mic check, mic check.
And now, watch as the mighty Marching Hornets get down to the music of 3-6 Mafia and Young Buck, Snoop Dogg and Justin Timberlake, P4L, David Runner, and T-Pain. And now, you're on the field announcer.
Hey, Jukebox, you know what? You ain't ready. Yeah. Hey, Jukebox, you know what? You ain't ready. Yeah. Now,
We'll be back with Church's Chicken Battle of the Bands after the break.
Let's support our troops until everyone comes home.
Welcome back to Church's Chicken Battle of the Bands. That was an amazing performance. I'm tired, and I don't remember band ever being that cool. This is your chance to vote for your favorite school band in Church's Chicken Battle of the Bands. Use your mobile phone to cast your vote. Text the word BAND to 76278. The school with the most votes will receive a $5,000 donation from Church's Chicken. Show your support. Text the word BAND to the number 76278 now. We'll be back with more football action after the break.
Saturday at 8, Tulsa at Southern Miss, Halstra, Delaware.
28-14 as we get set for the second half. Alabama State leading Southern back at the 32nd annual Gulf Coast Classic here in Mobile, Alabama. Carter Blackburn with Ray Lucas up here in the booth. All right, first I got to get your thoughts about the bands. Who do you think won?
I don't know. It's too close to call, and plus I want to walk out of here, so I'm not going to pick anybody.
All right, the Church's Chicken Battle of the Bands maybe up for grabs with this football game right now is in the hands of Alabama State, because really the Hornets have been making more big plays than Southern, none bigger than this big run from
Tavares Jackson takes it, great fake, runs around the end right there, and you're going to see a lot of this kid all day. Just putting the ball where nobody else can get it, pinpoint accuracy, drops back here, a little pump fake, and he goes to the Slim, Mr. Slim himself, you know, Mr. Hoffman there, and that's it, and then you go to the Southern. What a great throw. All over the street right there, and then you come back, you give the fullback, Mr. Scott, the ball. Mr. Carter, I mean, that was a great play, and they rewarded the fullback. That's kind of nice.
The 1-yard touchdown run by Lee Carter puts Alabama State up by 2 touchdowns, and that is where we begin play in the third quarter. It is 28-14 right now with Alabama State on top. And Southern is going to kick the football away, meaning that the Hornets get it to start the second half. And already a little trickery here from Ackley as he gets ready to kick it off. He moves it to the next hash from the 35. Now he's ready to boot it away. And another chance for a return from Desmond Foster. The ball goes out of bounds, though, and that is not what Southern was looking for to start the second half, giving the ball up at the 35 to start things off.
Well, you know, when he gets the ball anyway, it could probably end up there anyway. So maybe that's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, you never usually see the guy kick it out of bounds intentionally, but maybe that's what they're thinking with Desmond Foster back there. As we take a look at our first half numbers, and a lot of offensive numbers. 303 yards already for Alabama State, and equally split. Look at the rushing and passing. Nearly equally split between Alabama State, and that is great balance for the Hornets offense.
Definitely. And you just see, though, the total yards 303 to 173. Look at the time of possession, too. Alabama State's leading this game. They have only held the ball for 12 minutes, 28 seconds compared to Southern Jaguars, 17 minutes. That tells the tale of the tape, too. They're scoring quick, fast, and often.
Big plays have been the key for Alabama State. A little short completion to Desmond Wilczewski, the tight end, making his first catch of his career.
Tavar Jackson, they had a big first half, running the football, throwing the football, taking care of the football, just a sprint pass. This ball got out there in a hurry. Look at the pinpoint accuracy. Right up the sideline, Chris Maddox goes, and right here you see his touch to Mr. Lorenzo Hoffman, a.k.a. Mr. Slim, for the touchdown. And I'll tell you what, that young man right there, Tavar Jackson, had a hell of a first half.
Big reason why 28-14 Alabama State. I mean, look at the total yards, 262 yards. You would take that for a game from your starting quarterback. He has that in the first half.
86 yards on the ground, to me, is key. I mean, in college football, yeah, a lot of guys run the football on the ground, but, I mean, a 66-yard run, that rarely happens.
I've never come close to figuring out quarterback ratings, but with 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, his has to be pretty good.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely good. I'd probably take it right now. You know, if I could go back, I'd definitely. I put the 7 jersey on.
2nd down and 7. The give goes to Keldrick Williams and maybe got a yard. So that's going to bring up 3rd down early on for Alabama State.
And you might see here, Carter, changing of the guard. They might be just going back to the run game. Get Keldrick Williams and Robert Randolph back involved. Get that offensive line pumping. Get them some experience up front. Remember, they have all those freshmen up there. Be a good time to run the ball. Up 28-14. Start of the 3rd quarter.
Alabama State facing 3rd down and 6, and they are 0 for 3 in the game on 3rd down. They need the 45-yard line to pick up a new set. Pressure coming on a blitz, and Jackson goes down. It's Joe Sykes who gets to Tavares Jackson, and this time it's a clean hit and a clean sack from Joe Sykes. He was flagged for roughing the passer in the first half.
And they brought the house, too. Southern defense, they brought everyone from everywhere, middle, outside, both sides. And he said they could fit, and the West Virginia transfer, Joe Sykes, comes up with a big quarterback sack.
Forcing Alabama State into a 3-and-out on the first offensive possession of the second half. And you hear a lot of coaches say the first series of the second half is huge. There's a huge penalty coming up, potentially against Southern, as the flag is thrown in the area of roughing the kicker. Anthony Johnson, the punter and kicker for Alabama State, celebrating as he runs off, may have drawn a flag.
Just not a smart play by Southern right here. You're going to see the ball is away there. He's got to stop and pull up right there. That's just not smart at all. You could be giving the ball back right here.
That could be a big one.
You just made a great stop, quarterback
running
sack.
into the kicker on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Oh, still remains 4th down. I thought that was an automatic 1st down. So they'll just re-kick it again, Carter.
They called it running into the kicker rather than roughing the kicker.
Exactly
roughing
right.
the
Great
kicker
point.
is
automatic 1st down.
Personal foul and an automatic 1st down. So this is running into the kicker. It's a 5-yard penalty, which means that Johnson will just have about 5 more yards to work with. This time Southern doesn't come anywhere near him. And the kick takes a big Alabama State roll. What a punt inside the 15 where it'll be down by the Hornets.
And one silly penalty costs you another 30 yards in field position. That's all hidden yardage. That's something that doesn't show up on the sheets anywhere, that they lost 30 in the first half for a silly play when they had the good punt return, 2 clips. Now again right here running into the kicker, they lose 30 yards. Now they're starting inside their own 15.
Let's check in with James Bates.
Well, guys, and let's keep an eye on number 58, Kerry Frazier. Saw him running down covering that punt, and he's limping a little bit. Talked to him as he went off the field at halftime. He said on the second to last play in the first half, he got a bad thigh bruise, and he's still limping a little bit. They need him. He's been big in the first half.
Kerry Frazier is the leading tackler for Alabama State. He has a sack tonight. He had one coming in, and he has really been disrupting everything up for Southern. Near a first down, that may be a fumble. Alabama State thought that it was a fumble, but Larry Nichols hung on to the football.
And I'll tell you what, you could just ask J.C. Lewis about Kerry Frazier. He's been in his back pocket just about the whole first half. He's the one that was putting all them big smacks on J.C. Lewis in the first half. And the thigh bruise, maybe that's good for J.C. Maybe it'll slow him down a little bit.
3 sacks already against J.C. Lewis. That doesn't count all the QB hurries and QB hits that he has taken.
He's taken some big ones.
Remember, this just his 3rd game starting at quarterback. Going on the QB draw, picks up about 2 yards, and he's on the ground again as Alabama State has just been putting pressure on Southern's offense all night long.
Pressure around the corner, pressure up the middle. He's tackling everybody, and here you're just going to see some just shots he's going to take right there. Shots you don't want him to take. From the backside, that's a big shot there. No blocking at all, unnecessary shots. They've been doing it.
Boy, Kerry Frazier has gotten at least a couple of those big pops on J.C. Lewis. Here he is off the edge, backs off as the pass is complete to James Vernon. Nowhere near a first down as he's out of bounds near the 30.
The run out of bounds by Brownie Everett. I mean, now you look, it's 3rd and 6, we'll say. 3rd and 6. That's manageable. It's better than in the first half where they were 3rd and 13, 3rd and 16, 3rd and 11. This right here is manageable. You can get it either with the run or J.C. Lewis scrambles out. He can pick it up with his feet also.
Sophomore quarterback from California on the slant. Finds Gerard Landry, who finds midfield and another first down for Southern.
Or you could throw a slant for 20 yards and pick it up that way also.
Well, that's what Charles Coe said he was most worried about, was the yards after catch.
They brought the blitz off. He read it perfectly. So you see right there, number 33, Chris Dupuy, did not get over the cover. When you throw into the blitz, like I said in the first half, J.C. Lewis is seeing it. That's what you get, 25-yard first down.
First down, inside pitch, fumbled, recovered by Nichols. It's an incomplete pass.
Yes.
Exactly right. That's a forward pass, so it's incomplete.
You're going to see we ran this in the first half. Kind of liked it then. I think he could have waited a little bit more, but the pressure was coming up the middle. Right there by number 53, Billy Grisham. I mean, he was coming. You got to get rid of it. You would love to be a quarterback to just string that out a little bit, make people come up the field, separate your room from your tailback who you're pitching the ball to, and the guys that are blocking for him. 2nd down and 10. The first down marker is the 40. That's right where James Vernon makes the catch and moves the chains again for the Jaguars. And you're seeing here, Albany State, although they came out and stopped them in the beginning, they're letting J.C. Lewis get into a rhythm. That's not something you want to do. You're going to see him, he's sitting back there. Look at his feet, ladies and gentlemen. Nice and comfortable. The ball's delivered on time as soon as James Vernon turns around, and he's moving the chains.
Jaguars on the move inside the 40-yard line. They trail by 2 touchdowns. The defending SWAC champs, Alabama State. That's something that Alabama State's only been able to say twice. Lewis flushed out of the pocket, and he takes another big hit. Delivered by Desmond Foster, the right cornerback.
And that right there is a coverage sack. You're going to see him back there looking around. Got a little high feet, got out of there. It's very smart move. Watch him tuck the football away. But he's got to protect that football, get down. You're going to see right here a little fake. See, he's got a nice little run room. Just get positive yards. You don't have to get 5, 10 yards. Just get back to the line of scrimmage. I mean, he's 15 to 24 for 139 yards right now.
Roy Jones Jr. would love to hit like the Alabama State defense has in this game a little bit later on.
Have the legal substitution 12 men on defense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So move the chains a little bit, call it second down and about 5 yards. Move the marker a little bit anyway, second down and 5.
And this is where you can maybe try to take a shot at the end zone, 2nd and 5, or you could just say, all right, I'm in 2-down territory. I could run the ball here, maybe pop it, run a screen pass. But me personally, you know how quarterbacks think. We want to get to the end zone. We want to take a shot right here.
Long time getting the play in. Play clock down to 3 seconds to 2 to 1. Lewis gets the snap off. Now Lewis looking to the end zone, and he took just a little bit too long to think about it. Tyler Thompson breaks through to get the 4th sack of J.C. Lewis tonight.
And I'll tell you what, it's starting to be the coverage in the back. You're going to see him drop back, gets the ball there. He's got time. You can't hold the ball that long back there. J.C. Lewis just has to get rid of the football. He's looking down the field. He wants to take a shot, but it's such just extra effort right there, too, by the defense. I mean, that was a great play.
Tyler Thompson, the sophomore from Tallahassee, who is backing up Kerry Frazier, who is out of the game now. And as James Bates told you, Frazier got banged up a little bit. Lewis looking long. He took a huge pop, and the pass is incomplete. Derico on the coverage.
And a great coverage at that. Wow, step for step. Textbook for a defensive back to look back to the ball so there's no chance of pass interference. I mean, that's just a great. And once again, you're going to see unnecessary right up in the sternum, the same thing. I mean, he's taking beats. Curtis Dupelli just hit him right in the chest. You can't take those shots. You can't take them. They're going to add up in the 4th quarter. Mark my words.
Remember, J.C. Lewis is playing behind an offensive line that has 3 guys in new positions today. Alabama State has taken advantage. They've been blitzing and stunting and doing everything else to get to the quarterback. Miller's punt is high, and it's a good one. This will bounce inside the 10-yard line and roll out of bounds at the 9. Great punt by Colby Miller. We'll see if the Southern defense can take advantage, trailing by 2 touchdowns.
So spread the word. Free DirecTV service is out there waiting for you.
All right, back at the Gulf Coast Classic, the ASU band, they stepped out on the field at halftime, threw off the road, and, well, it was a little bit sexier than what I got on, but you know what, Johnny? So you guys brought a wonderful job out there.
Thank you.
You guys work pretty hard, don't you? 6:30 to 11 every single day of the week?
Yeah, every day of the week.
Wow, that's special. This is Ty. Ty's from Mobile. Ty, how special is it for you to come home and perform in front of your hometown crowd?
Very special. Very special.
How special is it for you guys to come here and compete as a family? I mean, you guys have so much fun out there, don't you?
We have lots of fun. That's why we practice so hard.
Guys, quick, throw it down real quick with the rest of your band. Hop up there. Show me something before we leave you. Here we go.
This is worth the wait, James.
This is worth the wait, guys. Believe me. Okay, well, I guess I got to throw down, right?
All right, here's the play, but I want to see something from this.
Yeah, let's go back down there.
Right this.
Back.
Oh, no. You know what? Let's get off that shot. Quick.
All right,
quick.
Come to you guys.
Let's get off that shot. Oh, my goodness.
Don't scare the viewers.
Hey, I tell you what, that was ugly, but not as ugly as 31-3. If you're a Florida Gator fan like James Bates, tell you what, there's not a lot of bragging rights right now for the folks from Gainesville in the state of Alabama.
Well, nobody can say Alabama didn't play anybody up this far. They definitely played a good Florida team today, and they squashed them.
That is a huge, huge win for Mike Shula and the Crimson Tide. Here in Mobile, Alabama, we're in the far southwestern part of Alabama, right off of Mobile Bay at the Gulf Coast Classic, the 32nd annual. Alabama State comes down from Montgomery to play this every year. This is the 10th time that they have met Southern in the Gulf Coast Classic, and out of the 9 previous meetings, only 1 win for Alabama State in the Gulf Coast Classic versus Southern. But things have really turned around in this rivalry the last couple of years. None bigger than the SWAC championship game of '04 when Alabama State broke through, won the SWAC, and they did it with big plays like that out to near the 40-yard line.
Great toss by Tavares Jackson. to number 17, Tavares Boyd right there, and it's a great, look at the delay. Look at the separation Tavares Boyd has. 22, Michael Williams has to come over. Look at his eyes, head down the field. Look at the delivery, right in stride, never has to break stride. Michael Williams, number 22, is going to come all the way across the field and make it. Look at him, nice cut across the face. The ball's already in the air before he makes that cut right there. Very impressive. He's picking up right where he left off in the first half.
That's where Michael Williams is your leading tackler of the team because he's making tackles in the secondary. First down and 10. Keldrick Williams around the left side, tripped up as he gets across the 40-yard line. Dio Bernard on the tackle.
That was a great. Did you see Sykes go all the way down that line of scrimmage down there? You're going to see, this is a lateral too, and if he would have dropped this ball, that ball would have been live. You're going to see 55 coming all the way down the side of the screen. That's a defensive end, folks. Hustling, muscling, and bustling all the way down the line of scrimmage. Extra effort play. That's exactly what Southern needs to get back in this ball game.
Williams has been bottled up so far. 8 carries, 27 yards, and large part due to efforts like Joe Sykes. Transferred from West Virginia, now in his senior year. Second down and 7. Williams gets a handoff again and nearly breaks it. He picks up the first down, gets across midfield, but he was one more juke move away from the end zone.
And this kid is a shifty, but at the same time, you're going to see this is just the counter, belly offside. Sets up the run, and then once he picks his hole, he explodes. That's pure acceleration. But when he stops, he only stops for a second. He's at the same exact speed when he left. I mean, that's special back right there.
The Gulf Coast Classic from Mobile, Alabama, and Ladd Peebles Stadium with Alabama State versus Southern. Carter Blackburn with Ray Lucas, Michelle Beadle, and James Bates all with you for CSTV Football Nation. The 2003 SWAC champs, Southern Jaguars, versus the 2004 SWAC champs, Alabama State. The 5th meeting between these teams in the past 3 seasons. They've met in the regular season. They've met in the SWAC championship the last 2 years.
Oh my goodness gracious! Spears got met by one of his own linemen right there. Number 71 just came up and hit him. I never saw a helmet come off like that. Spears is a tough kid. Look at him. He's the right back up. Let's go.
Calling out the defensive reads. He's the strong safety, senior out of Hammond, Louisiana. Second down and 10 here for Alabama State. Jackson, how did he get out of there? Took a huge pop, frees himself, and sprints forward for a 12-yard gain.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Dead to right's got him. Dead to right's. The blitz comes right up the middle. Free shot. 57. David Brooks got a free shot. They still can't bring him down. Look at this kid turn up the field. And picks up the first down. Here you're going to go. You're going to see Brooks come in right here. Boom. Free shot. Another shot. One around the ankle. Pull him down. Nope. Mr. Jackson says, no way. I'm on a mission. I got to move the chains right now. Excuse me.
That's an All-American play.
Oh, my goodness. You're not going to see that too often this year.
Tavares Jackson, you can talk about all the numbers, but he has run over one of the linebackers, and Maurice Runnels did that in the first half. Then he takes a dead-on hit from David Brooks. Not only does he stand up, he comes back and makes a 12-yard gain run of the football.
I mean, he's been doing it all game. This is, if Southern wants to get back into this game, that's the person they have to stop right there. They got to take the football out of his hands. They have to start blitzing him, put him on his back a little bit, and/or when they have him on the sack, tackle him.
And I think this timeout by Charles Coe is simply to get his quarterback a little breathing room because everything was going right for Alabama State. Takes a timeout because he just saw his quarterback get drilled and then sprint ahead for a 12-yard gain. And looked like Tavares is doing a little talking to his offensive line saying, can you pick up the blitzer down the middle? Because that would help me out back there in the pocket.
Absolutely. And you can see all of his linemen are coming over, hitting him on his rear end, patting him on the back. That's one where the quarterback helps out the lineman, saves him from the sack.
Charles Coe said he gives his offensive line a C so far this year. So that is obviously one of the areas of concern for Alabama State.
I don't know about today, though. I think that's going to come up a little bit.
Passing the test?
Yes, indeedy.
354 total offense. That is a smart play by Jackson. High snap. And he just falls on top of the football. The Battle of the Bands continues here at Ladd Peoples Stadium. It's not just about halftime. It's all game long.
Indeed, and they go all the way up. They just can't be playing when there's an offensive play on. So they'll play right up until they break the huddle.
Or maybe a little bit more. 2nd and 17. Jackson hit again as he throws. And the pass protection is starting to break down.
And that's the first time you see Jackson getting up off the turf right there. He hasn't had too many of those in the first half.
It was Renee Gettridge, the outside linebacker, coming on a dog who got to him.
And this is what they have to do. Like I said, the Southern has to start bringing more blitzes, have to start taking more chances. But when they start taking chances, that gives opportunity to the Alabama State offense. They got great matchups outside with their receivers and the quarterbacks. So it's going to be a give and take. Whoever wins this battle, I think is going to take the second half.
3rd down and 17 here for Alabama State. They need the 26-yard line for a first down. Jackson, high snap out of the shotgun, setting up the screen for Williams. Up the middle, Williams waiting on a block. It never comes. And he's about 5 yards short of the first down as he gets to the 31.
Now this is a good call here. Get some of the yards back now. It's a decision-making process for Charles Cole right here. I mean, what do you do? There's a little screen pass, and it's a center screen. Not to the left, not to the right. You see all the defensive linemen. They sucked them all up. You give it to one of your best backs. He gets back to a manageable 4th and 6. Man, do you kick a field goal here?
Jackson's still out there. They're going for it. This would be about a 48-yard field goal. So instead of trying that, you just go for it on 4th down. Call it 4th down and 6.
With a guy like Jackson, you got to agree with this call. Put the ball in his hands.
First down marker at the 26-yard line. Jackson from the shotgun. Pressured. Jackson hit. He flips it up, and it's incomplete. So Southern will take over on downs, trailing by 2 touchdowns, when the Jaguars have the momentum now in the Gulf Coast Classic.
Hey. What are you setting your sights on? And when you see it, will you be ready? Just pick up the phone, dial 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll get this free DVD. You'll learn about the hundreds of opportunities the Army can offer you. Skills, education, healthcare. Call 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll also get this free boonie hat. Whatever you're looking for, the Army can help you find it.
32nd annual Gulf Coast Classic. Alabama State a 2-touchdown lead on Southern. Carter Blackburn with Ray Lucas up here in the booth. Now a 2-touchdown lead heading towards the end of the 3rd, but we know from this rivalry that no lead is safe.
Well, I'll tell you why. The 2 quarterbacks, Tavares Jackson, who's been unbelievable all day. He's done it on his feet. He's done it with his arm. Well, don't take it away from T.J. Shavers. He's going to do it too. These guys are moving the football, and their defense is playing solid.
So with 4:01 left in the 3rd, it's J.C. Lewis nearly finding Landry over the middle. It's off his hands and incomplete. Now, you talked a lot about the hits that J.C. Lewis has taken. As we wind towards the end of the 3rd, is this where it starts to get at you as a quarterback?
Definitely. Towards the end of the 3rd, when you know, and this is when he's going to have to start putting some mustard on the football, when he's going to have to start trying to grease it in there when it's getting down to crunch time. And he's going to need that extra muscle, and then he's going to feel, ooh, that little pain in my shoulder that took. Ooh, my chest is killing me from getting hit in the sternum 5 times in the game. So it all takes into play, definitely towards the end.
5 wide on 2nd down and 10 for Lewis. He tucks it. He thinks about running. Now he drops back, fires down the sideline, incomplete. He was coming around the end, saw Kerry Frazier, and said, you know what? I'm going to take a step back and throw it.
Which is probably smart, because even if he would have threw the ball, it's either to the receiver or it's out of bounds. So there's no problem. If you take a sack there, you're looking at 3rd and 12 again, where you're going to go. I mean, 3rd and 10 is rarely better, but I take 3rd and 10 over 3rd and 12 any day of the week.
Problem is, Southern hasn't converted hardly anything. Neither of these teams. They combined 2 for 16 on 3rd down. Southern just 1 for 10. 3rd down, make it 2. No, make it 1 for 11. There you go. Couldn't get my math straight there.
That's what I'm here for.
If you're 1 for 10 and you miss it, that's 1 for 11. I got it now.
And right there, you got it. You know, you don't want to take a 2 chance. It's still the 3rd quarter, still time left. Both of these offenses could score very quickly. You see the offense coordinator tell him right there, listen, you might want to take a shot down the field. Take a shot.
Colby Miller's last punt was a good one. Pinned Alabama State inside the 10-yard line. He'll try to get off another booming shot. This looks good as well. It will be caught at the 30. Peck dances forward to the 36. Not quite what they got out of the last punt. But Alabama State gets a football, still leading by a couple of touchdowns on CSTV Football Nation.
Classic and collectible. Fathead.com.
What are you looking at?
DirecTV pay-per-view. Watch today's top movies with our first 5 minutes free feature and try before you buy. This month, fortune favors the bold in Oliver Stone's epic masterpiece, Alexander. Bringing home Mr. Right never went so wrong. Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher in Guess Who? And don't miss Ice Cube starring in the action thriller XXX State of the Union. DirecTV pay-per-view. Always the best seat in the house.
Southern University from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, playing just its 3rd game of the year because of Hurricanes Katrina and Rita wiping out 2 games. Alabama State from Montgomery, Alabama, a 3-1 record on the season. They've won their last 3 games, are 3-0 in the SWAC. And the Hornets not only sitting pretty in this game, 28-14 with the football, heading towards the end of the 3rd. When you're 3-0 in the SWAC and you have a chance to get past Southern, go to 4-0 with a win over Southern University, things are looking pretty good for Tavares Jackson and the Alabama State Hornets.
And he's been doing it all day, and I think the thing that surprises me the most about this offense right now is their 2 running backs, Keldrick Williams and Robert Randolph. I thought that Alabama State would come out and run the ball down Southern's throat, and they haven't did it. It's been all Tavares Jackson and the wide receivers, don't get me wrong, and the offensive line for all the blocking they've been doing.
This is 1st down and 10 for Jackson and the Hornets. Pressure coming. Finds Robinson on the outside. The wide receiver screen wide open. Into the middle of the field. Jackson down to the 29-yard line.
Look at the shot Tavares Jackson has to take to get this ball away. Watch him here. You're going to see he's going to fake one way. He's got him right on him. That's delivery to get the ball out there. Armstrong. Look at the speed of Alphonse Robinson. Get up the field. Watch him cover the football. Cover it up. Good job. Great play call. Right into the blitz. Robinson loving it.
Lionel Howard was coming on the blitz for Southern. Jackson picks it up and ends up at the 29-yard line. Another low snap. Jackson picks it up on the outside. Nobody there to block, so he slides near the 1st down marker at the 20.
Smart man plays down. Little limp. Got a little limp coming up there, though. A little limp. It was a design quarterback draw right off the bat. You're going to see him right here. He's going to wait for his lineman to come back around the corner. The seal right there. He sees it, sets up a block there, gets down. Very smart.
2nd down and short. That's an easy 1st down for Alabama State. Robert Randolph picks up the 1st down. Let's check out our Xbox Live big play replay. And no surprise, Tavares Jackson has been making the big plays all night.
And this is the one where you're going to see Brooks come in and hit him flush. 1 around the ankle, gets out, picks up 12 yards. Look at this. 1, 2 down there. Get off of me. I got to go move the chains right quick fast. Great play. This kid's been doing it all day.
Tavares Jackson is a polished quarterback. I mean, this guy not only has the arm strength that stands out when he throws a ball across the field, but I mean, he runs it, he makes smart decisions, he's tough.
He does it all. I mean, he's delivering the ball. You saw him take a shot in the chest. And like you said before, when the blitzer comes, that's the quarterback's guy. He's responsible for that guy. You saw him look left and come back to the right and deliver the ball. As we see number 79 right there. Mr. Walker coming off. Looks like he hurt his knee, ankle, something. You don't like to see that for these guys coming off.
It's Derek Warford who is being helped off the field for Alabama State. Well, we've seen a pretty good amount of 1AA football so far on CSTV Football Nation. The Walter Payton Award, named after, of course, the former Jackson State great who went on to an incredible career. But the Walter Payton Award given to the best player in 1AA football. I think Tavares Jackson may be showing off tonight on CSTV Football Nation that his name should be right up there on that list for Walter Payton Award candidates.
And I'll tell you what, he's done it all. And I think rightfully so. You're absolutely right. This is one young man that should have his name considered, definitely, thought about a lot I think, would be something that he definitely deserves tonight. He's done it all.
And remember, Tavares Jackson began his college career at the University of Arkansas, transferred in 2003 back to his hometown of Montgomery, Alabama, along with his friend Keldrick Williams. They grew up at rival high schools in Montgomery, but grew up knowing one another. Williams came in from Tennessee. Tavares Jackson came in from Arkansas, and now they have a chance to win back-to-back SWAC titles for the first time in Alabama State. Tune in next Saturday. It's the Houston Cougars versus the Tulane Green Wave, 6 p.m. Eastern from Lafayette, Louisiana. CSTV Football Nation with Conference USA action. Houston versus Tulane here on CSTV Football Nation Saturday night, 6 Eastern.
Somebody said that there's a great bunch of guys doing that game also. That's what I heard. I don't know.
I heard they were handsome.
I definitely would have to agree with that assessment.
And there was a very talented female on the crew as well. You'll have to tune in to find out. Alabama State trying to add to its 28-14 lead. 1st and 10 from just outside the 10. Jackson, quick drop. Finds Chris Maddox near the 5. He's pushed back after a gain of about 5 yards.
And that's just, you know, your outside receivers running a fade to the back end zone. If the player comes off and he sees it, Tavares is telling him, listen, if they stretch it, I'm coming down to you real quick. 1, 2, 3, ball's got to be gone. And that's a missile. I mean, unless you're the receiver, you don't have a chance as a defense to knock that ball down.
Nice tackle by Michael Williams. Call it 2nd down and a long 4 yards. Just over a minute remaining in the 3rd. Try it up the middle, nothing much there for the Hornets.
Greg Handy in there, in the mix right up there. And I'm telling you right now, it's, you know, we're coming down to the end of the 3rd quarter. There is no quit in either one of these teams, defensively or offensively. I mean, Greg Handy comes in there. This is pride and stuff on the line right here. This is a good rivalry for these two schools.
Last year in the regular season meeting, Southern came from 20 points down to win. Then when they met in the SWAC championship last year, Alabama State came back from 14 down in the 3rd quarter to win it.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's only 14 down today.
Not anymore. Touchdown, Alabama State. Lorenzo Hoffman with his 2nd touchdown grab and make it a 3-touchdown advantage for Alabama State.
It's almost not even fair. 6'6" foot. You know, he's 6'6", Lorenzo Hoffman, Mr. Slim. All you got to do is throw the ball. He's going up against Michael Williams, number 22. He's 5'11", ladies and gentlemen. That's all it is a basketball term. I could say it's jump ball. You just throw it up there and you let the 6'6" go guy. And Michael Williams, there's nothing more you could do except knock the ball out of his hands. I mean, just, you know, that's a tough play on any cornerback that small.
That's a 7-inch height advantage with 6'6" Hoffman versus 5'11" Michael Williams. And Tavares Jackson gets another TD pass. 3rd touchdown pass for Tavares Jackson on the night.
Well, Southern definitely has they got their stuff out there for them. They got to go out and get some. They got to start scoring some quick hits, because you know what's going to happen next. You know what Alabama State's going to do. They're going to hit him with number 2, Keldrick Williams, and number 44, Robert Randolph, and start grinding out the time and getting time off the clock. So
that's a 6-play, 2.5-minute drive, and Alabama State once again scores quickly. It has been the big plays. Now that's a 7-yard touchdown, but a 6-play touchdown drive, that's still scoring quickly, making big plays.
And I bet you the time of possession still is in Southern's favor right now, without a doubt.
So the Southern Jaguars will get the football back, now down by 3 touchdowns, 35-14. But again, a great history of comebacks in this rivalry between Southern and Alabama State in recent years. And the Jaguars are going to start with great field position at their own 45-yard line.
And Alabama State with that pooch kick up in the air, I'm not really understanding it. 35-14. I would think you'd want to kick it down inside the 20, get a chance, and maybe your team go in there and stop it down there. Not really getting that. You know, you can't give J.C. Lewis short field to work with. I mean, because he can work with it pretty quickly.
Number 1 goal for Charles Coe defensively was saying we have to bottle up the wide receivers. Make sure they don't get big yards after the catch. But just a couple of those late in this game could change the dynamic. So could Larry Nichols running the football. He picks up a first down.
That's just a great block by Gerald Landry, too, out there for Nichols. That was just fantastic, extra effort. And this is the kind of stuff that goes unnoticed, folks. You know, you got Nichols, a running back who maybe didn't have that many yards, but is a workhorse for this offense. And you're going to see he's going to take the handoff out there. Now, this play would have been stopped 9 yards. You're going to see number 80 coming to your screen right there, passing. That play would have been stopped. That's a great block. That's extra effort right there by Mr. Landry.
It's a 15-yard pickup for Nichols. Try it again on the left side, and more yards for Larry Nichols as the left edge was sealed off. And what will likely be the final play of the third quarter.
I know, why not? The well's not dry. I mean, it's still the third quarter. You just picked up, what, 36 yards or somewhere around that area. That's not, for 2 runs, that's not bad at all.
That's nearly what he had the entire season coming into this game.
Exactly, 2 games. He got in 2 runs.
So at the end of the third, it's a 3-touchdown advantage for Alabama State. But Southern is on the move. We head to the 4th of the Gulf Coast Classic with Alabama State on top.
Physical education of midshipmen through character development programs that stress the highest ideals of duty, honor, and loyalty. Navy also has a rich history of athletic achievements in a variety of varsity sports. The United States Naval Academy is where America develops leaders who will serve the nation. It is where the core values of honor, courage, and commitment are nurtured, and where the vision of America's future is shaped.
Back at the 32nd Annual Gulf Coast Classic, and Alabama State leading 35-14 over Southern. But Southern is driving. It's a Gulf Coast Classic almost that didn't happen this year right here anyway. And this is Deputy Chief Hargrove. Deputy Chief, how good does it feel to be able to have Mobile ready for this game?
Very well, because we suffered some pretty hard winds and floods the same here in Mobile as they did in other cities.
You guys have been working so hard. All of your crew and everybody's coming in from out of state to help you guys out, and you've rushed down to help out all the people down on the coast and in New Orleans. What's the scene been like, and how is it now?
Well, that's correct. Here we is in the process right now of cleaning up the streets. There were a lot of limbs blown down, and there was a lot of flooding in the lower line areas. But right now, we're surviving with regards to the help of the citizens around here. FEMA is here, the Red Cross is here, and other places.
How important is it to this community to get the high school football rolling back again, to get all these games like the Gulf Coast Classic rolling, and get their minds back on everyday things and try to get their minds off of some of the damage to their homes and everything around the streets of Mobile?
Well, very important, because as you know, you listen to the news, every time you turn the news on, you see the destruction and the misery and the pain of all the other citizens. However, we won't forget about this. However, it is important to have these games here and to try to get back into normality again.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chief Hargrove. God bless you and all of your people. Thank you.
James, not only has it been the Gulf Coast region that has been affected, but Alabama State has kind of felt the secondary effects of Hurricane Katrina, being in western Louisiana, a little bit inland, and having their town of Baton Rouge population double, and right after the storm it was even more than double, and lots of friends and neighbors and relatives along the Gulf Coast. And then Hurricane Rita hits that western part of Louisiana, which did some more damage to that weather-worn part of the state. So it has been a long run for the folks in Louisiana. Folks at Southern University there in Baton Rouge. I may have gotten those mixed up, but of course Southern University is there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And it has been quite obviously a state that has been through a lot in the past couple of months. Southern facing 4th down here. The pass complete to James Vernon at the 10-yard line.
Those two have been doing it all day together, moving the chains, getting some nice yardage. J.C. Lewis, I tell you, if he had one favorite target out there today, I'm going to tell you it's James Vernon without a doubt.
Slant route, and Southern converts a 4th down for the first time this year.
And that was the same play, their first touchdown they scored on right there. The quick slant, catch and throw.
First down and goal from the 10. Touchdown, Southern University. Emil Bryan hauls it in.
Same exact play, same exact spot, just a different receiver. James Vernon ran the same exact route, a quick slant route, catch and throw, like I said. J.C. Lewis gets the ball from a shotgun snap, which is hard to do, finds the laces, and gets the ball out of his hands faster than anybody's seen. Look at the placement of the football. Emil Bryant, all he could do was just go into the end zone with it. Like we said before, folks, this ain't over yet, baby.
J.C. Lewis, who's been pounded on all day, does a little bit of pounding of his own with his fists after the touchdown. Extra point good. Southern back within a couple of scores. And in a rivalry that has had a history of comebacks in recent years, it's now the Southern Jaguars trying to make it back.
And that was pretty quick, too. That was a pretty quick scoring drive right there. Punctuated by 2 long runs, too. You're going to see here again. Look at the arm strength, J.C. Lewis, you know.
Again.
Pinpoint accuracy. This kid could put the ball anywhere he wants it, and usually does, too. 7 plays, 55 yards, 1:49 seconds. It's pretty quick. That's
Quick
exactly what they needed.
Yeah, exactly. And so now they're down by just 2 scores, and you have 13:31 left up there on the clock.
A lot of time, especially with these 2 offenses.
Ready?
And you're going to see there 7 plays, 55 yards, 1:49 seconds. Okay. Bryant's 10-yard touchdown reception from J.C. Lewis. A great delivery right there by that young man. And tell you what, for the beating he's took all day, he's still having a hell of a day, J.C. Lewis. Standing in the face of adversity, he's doing a hell of a job.
In front of nearly 25,000 in the onside kick. It did not go the 10 yards needed. You don't like the onside kick call, Ray Lucas?
No way, Jose, no way. I mean, for what? It's 13 minutes left in the 4th quarter. I'm not knocking Pete Richardson. You know, he's the coach. I'm up in the booth, probably where I should be. But there's 13 minutes left in the game. You just scored in 1:49 seconds. Why not kick the ball all the way down there and make the offense earn it? You just gave them the short end of the field. They got the ball on your sideline on the 47-yard line. It's hard for me to agree with that call there, Carter.
Less than 15 minutes to play in the game. 15 minutes could save you 15%. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit us at geico.com. Even a caveman could figure out that there's still a lot of football left to be played in this one. 13:23, 13:24 left here in the 4th quarter. Al Vance Robinson continues to make the plays. And because of the onside kick that didn't even go 10 yards, Alabama State now has a very short field to work with.
And I just don't understand it. And Tavares Jackson ran a little fake draw swing pass to Al Vance Robinson, who seals you the block, and they're running. They're moved to change. 1 first down. They're almost inside the fringe area, which is the 20-yard line.
7 catches, 158 yards, 1 touchdown for Al Vance Robinson. Jackson sees something in the defense, calls it out. 1st down and 10, looks that way, pressure coming. He throws it to the sideline. That's incomplete. Al Vance Robinson with a huge game, and he has been making the plays all night long.
This play on the sideline, a comeback route where look at his feet, how nice that is. Turns up the sideline right out the gate. And this one right here, like I said before, fake the draw, swing pass. This kid's got great speed, and he's got great moves. They're giving him the ball behind the line of scrimmage, and he's making things happen. Reverse field all the way over on the other side. You can't catch me. And look at this. Tavares Johnson takes his shot. Up the field he goes. Acceleration, making people miss. Covering the football, making sure he's protecting it. He's had one big play after another. I think this kid's run for more yards probably than, I know he said he's caught 157 yards, but
Wait a minute. It's going to be a 5 yards. Now, 1st down.
I mean, that was amazing. 383 yards in the first 3 games. But I bet you with that crossfield run, you could probably put on another 100.
Well, Robinson, before this year, he's a 5th-year senior. Before this year, he had 382 total yards receiving. He's now up to near 500 in his senior year in just his 5th game. So he has more receiving yards in the first 4+ games of his senior year. He had an entire career at Alabama State.
Well, he's definitely getting it done. I guess Tavares Jackson's got a new favorite receiver.
Didn't see what the call was there, but it's a 5-yard penalty. Didn't get the full explanation from Lawson Turner. So it's a 5-yard penalty against Alabama State. It was intentional grounding. That was the call. Robinson makes another grab. That is his 8th catch, brought down by Runnels. Gets near the original line of scrimmage.
Got somebody down the field from Southern. It's David Brooks.
Outside linebacker who's now back up on his feet. Looks like he's going to try and stay in there. Says training staff, you can just go right back to the sideline. I'm out here in a big defensive moment here for the Southern Jaguars. 3rd down coming up. It will be 3rd down and 8. First down marker at the 18. Ball just now spotted for play.
I'll tell you what, though, this has got to be one of the big stops right here. They can't afford to let Alabama State score any points here.
3rd and 8. Alabama State needs the 18. Jackson finds an open man on the sideline. It's Hoffman who makes the grab inside the 10.
How about that delivery right there?
I said it was Hoffman. That's actually Marcus McCall, the redshirt freshman who makes the grab.
And he just runs a straight comeback. He finds a hole inside the zone. Tavares Jackson with that arm strength holds onto the ball for as long as he can and delivers a strike to move the chains.
Marcus McCall with his first career catch, and he comes up with a pretty good time to make that grab.
Perfect timing.
So 1st and goal. Drop in the flat by Marlon Lynch, who's the backup fullback.
Well, you see, they try to give love to the fullbacks too many times, and then there you go. You shoot yourself in the foot. Those big guys, look at him. He's a big guy. He's supposed to be hitting people. You're not supposed to give him the loaf of bread. He's supposed to be hitting people, not carrying it. It's not your fault. Not your fault, Mr. Lynch. You're supposed to be hitting people.
Marlon stays in there, so we'll see if he gets a chance to level somebody after he drops the pass. That's the way it goes, right?
That's it.
You take out your frustrations on the other guys.
Right. He's very upset right now. He's going to want to put his pads on somebody.
2nd down and goal from the 8 for Tavares Jackson and Alabama State. With a 2-touchdown lead, 3 in tight. Jackson drops, throws, and yes, Marlon Lynch makes the grab. Now, he's tackled out there in the flat by Michael Williams, but on the second opportunity, Marlon Lynch does haul it in.
He does, and this is a hot pass, too, coming from Tavares Johnson. This is a great catch. But look at the open field tackle by Michael Williams, and you better go low on that big man because he will run you over. Great open field tackle by Michael Williams. That's the way to get the man down on the ground. It's a great play.
Michael Williams, a redshirt freshman out of Natchez, Mississippi. 9 tackles per game, 2nd in the nation, leading Southern. You don't want your cornerback making that many tackles, but you can see why. He's a great open field tackler. 3rd down and goal. Jackson throws up the jump ball. It's incomplete. No penalty flags. And that will bring up 4th down and goal. Robinson, the intended receiver, in the back corner of the end zone.
You're going to see here coverage. He's off. They don't have to go that far in the end zone. Once you're in there, it's just a jump ball. He knows it. He does a great thing. Like I said before, the key for any defensive back playing a jump ball is you have to look back for the football. The minute you take your eye off it and play the receiver, you're going to get that yellow flag coming up in the air. It's pass interference.
Glenn Bell on the coverage. So that means Anthony Johnson is on for the field goal attempt. It's a 23-yard attempt. And that is easy for Anthony Johnson. Now 4 for 4 for the first team all-SWAC kicker. So make it 38-21 Alabama State.
I'm here to show you how the new Right Guard Extreme Power Stripe works. Let's say these guys are the Power Stripe.
Red Rover, we call Billy over.
And this guy's Odor. But now it's 25% stronger because we supercharged the stripe with Dry Tech.
Red Rover, we call T-O-Over.
You do not want to be Odor.
We call Javon over.
No, get more extreme, get Right Guard.
Hey, Adam Zucker manning the Game Tracker Live desk here at the Fieldhouse in New York. We've got plenty more great college sports action for you on this Sunday at CSTV. Coming up at 6 Eastern, another AVCA volleyball match of the week between Santa Clara and Pepperdine as the Broncos and Waves square off in a West Coast Conference clash. That's later tonight at 6 Eastern. That's all for now. Enjoy the rest of your day right here on CSTV.
NCAA volleyball is back on CSTV. Non-stop, heart-pounding action from the best volleyballers around the country. CSTV takes you courtside for every dig and kill. From the first serve to the final spike, NCAA volleyball on CSTV. Today, beginning at 4, it's an ABCA Match of the Week doubleheader. Baylor takes on Nebraska, then Santa Clara takes on Pepperdine.
The 32nd annual Gulf Coast Classic. It's 38-21 Alabama State on top of Southern University. A 9-play scoring drive, but it was a short field. They got the football at the 42-yard line of Southern because of the onside kick. And
I don't even know if you could call it an onside kick, though. That was like a call. That's what he did. He kind of coughed it up there. You can't give them a short field like that. That was very questionable at best.
So onside, it only made it about 7 yards. So that was an easy scoring drive for Alabama State, easiest of the night. First time we've had a field goal made in this game.
And I'll tell you what, though, give the defense of Southern some credit. They gave them a short field, and they only came away with 3 points, where they could have came away with 7 points. The defense did an outstanding job just holding them to that.
If you like what you're seeing tonight and want more college games, more news and analysis, and more broadband content than you get anywhere else, call your cable or satellite company today and ask them to add CSTV to your programming lineup. That way you can check out James Bates on the road, Ray Lucas and Michelle Beadle on Crystal Ball. I mean, if you're not getting CSTV, you're missing out.
I had to agree with that assessment. Uh-oh.
J.C. Lewis looking long, nearly hauled in by Landry. And that would have been one of the big plays from the Southern wide receivers that we were expecting to see a lot of tonight.
I'll tell you what, Deshaun Foster comes over and makes a great play. Just a double seam route up the middle. Look, Deshaun Foster comes off his man, the outside guy, to come make a play. I mean, that was all Deshaun Foster. That ball was right there where it was supposed to be delivered.
2nd down and 10. Lewis pressured again. This pass complete on the outside to Antonio Overstreet for a 1st down. Let's check in with James.
Hey guys, you know, I didn't get to hit that tailgate. Oh, whoops! I'm sorry, I get them confused all the time. You know, they do a lot of tailgating here at the Gulf Coast Classic. The Jaguar Nation comes over; they're really known for their tailgating, and I missed out because we had all those pre-production meetings. So
make sure you get some for me too down there, buddy.
I will. I got to Luke. I'm eating corn dogs. Those good too. Reminds me of the county fair.
Only one way to describe that sideline report from James Bates: corny.
Wow.
And let me tell you what, there was some eating going on here in Mobile, Alabama, around Ladd Peebles Stadium. I mean, we got some good shrimp and grits on the way in, but out in the parking lot, I guarantee you there were everything on the grill. You could just see the smokers from miles around.
With all those RVs in the parking lot, you know there's some good grub to be had out there.
Back here in about 10 minutes and 32 seconds. I might have to make a trip through that parking lot.
You never know with this J.C. Lewis just moving the ball periodically down the look at this quarterback draw.
QB draw. Lewis gets met by 3 Alabama State defenders. And still the Hornets putting pressure on, and he has taken hits all night long.
Just unwanted hits right here. Double whammy right there. In the chest right there, in the back of the head. Clean shot into the chest again. He's taking them all over the field. And they're not light shots. I mean, I know you can hear them. And I can hear them in the chest. And he's still running the football trying to get 1st down.
On that last play on 2nd down, Lewis ran it again and got about a yard short of the 1st down. So that brings up the play here. 3rd down and 1 for Lewis. Still from the shotgun on 3rd and 1. He finds Overstreet for a 1st down. Antonio Overstreet near the 20.
Somebody needs to Overstreet to pivot the other way, away from all the big guys in the middle. Every time he catches the ball, he does a pirouette, goes right back into where all the guys are at. Pirouette left, get outside. You know, we like to take care of our little wideouts. Great catch, move the chains, 1st down.
That's been the focus of the Alabama State defense. They say we'll give up those short passes, but nothing after the catch. In footballese, they call that yak, yards after the catch. Not many yards needed after the catch there. Touchdown, Southern University, and they needed it. Edward Robinson makes the grab.
And what a play. Was he covered at all? Was there anybody on him? I think that was just a bust in Alabama State secondary there. They had the blitz come on. It was an all-out blitz. Somebody busted the coverage. I could see it to the left right there. There was 2 guys on number 6, Emil Bryant. As I said, you take chances, you bring the heat. Sometimes you make them pay, just like J.C. Lewis did right there.
Robinson, the sophomore out of New Orleans, with his first touchdown catch of the year. And guess what? With 9:12 left, we have a ball game. It's a 10-point game at the Gulf Coast Classic.
Who says you were out of shape?
Go deep.
Front-end pedestrian safety system. Just one of 120 not-so-standard features available on the all-new German-engineered Passat.
Touchdown.
What are you setting your sights on? And when you see it, will you be ready? Just pick up the phone, dial 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll get this free DVD. You'll learn about the hundreds of opportunities the Army can offer you. Skills, education, healthcare. Call 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll also get this free boonie hat. Whatever you're looking for, the Army can help you find it.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
Put your computer to work now.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
I'm making $5,000 a month.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers, and the money's great too.
Log on to 30venture.com.
Homeowners need cash? You need to know about the no closing cost home equity line of credit from Countrywide Home Loans. Unlike many lenders, with Countrywide there's no application fee, no credit reporting fee, no appraisal fee, no underwriting fee, no closing costs. So you can use more of your loan to pay off credit cards and lower your bills. The no closing cost home equity line of credit from Countrywide. No one can do what Countrywide can. Apply now. Call 1-800-641-8373.
DirecTV Pay-Per-View. Watch today's top movies with our first 5 minutes free feature and try before you buy. This month, fortune favors the bold in Oliver Stone's epic masterpiece, Alexander. Bringing home Mr. Right never went so wrong. Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher in Guess Who? And don't miss Ice Cube, starring in the action thriller XXX, State of the Union. DirecTV Pay-Per-View. Always the best seat in the house.
We knew that the Gulf Coast Classic was going to come down to this. 9:12 to go in the fourth. Southern and Alabama State locked in another great ball game. 10 points in a rivalry that has been all about comebacks in recent years. The Southern Jaguars are on the march. They trail by 3 touchdowns, now down by 10 points. Now they kick it deep with 9:12 left after the touchdown. Bobbled a little bit on the goal line. Foster brings it out to the 23. Let's check in with Michelle Beadle.
Right now, I'm joined by Southern University's band director, Dr. Isaac Greggs. Thanks for joining us here. First off, I've got to mention the fact that they can't feel it at home. It is hot. How do you manage in this outfit?
I'm used to it.
How?
After 40 years, it's really more than that. Really, it's about 53.
So how long have you actually been the band director for the Human Jukebox?
Oh, 36.
All right, let's talk about how great these bands are. Is it like that every football game? Do you guys ever run out of energy?
Yes. Yes. A football game without a band is just a football game.
Well said, Dr. Greggs. Well said. You know, earlier before the game, they pronounced October 1st Dr. Isaac Greggs Day, and you have keys to Mobile. What are you going to do with the keys?
I'm going to put it with my other keys.
A very popular man here, if you can't tell. Thank you so much for joining us in the booth. Great show.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Dr. Isaac Greggs, who is, if there was ever a legend around SWAC band lore, Dr. Isaac Greggs is right up there at the top of the list.
I have to agree with you. We've been listening to his sounds all afternoon, and it's been quite special.
That band trying to pump up the Southern football team and their comeback effort here. Down 38-28. Second down and 2 for Alabama State. Nice second effort by Keldrick Williams. Will it be enough, though, for the first down?
I don't think so.
Joe Sykes is the guy who makes the tackle.
And here it is. You're going to see this penetration. Like we said before, the key for Southern's defense, to me at the beginning of the game, was to play on the other side of Alabama State's offensive line. They're enforcing their will right now. This is a big third down play for the Southern defense right here, Carter.
Call it third down and 2. Looks more like half a yard to me. So let's just say third down and 1. Travaris Jackson goes right over his center, Darren Dunson, and that is a first down for Alabama State. That's a big first down because it keeps the clock rolling now as Alabama State's going to run the football a little bit more. Make sure you don't go 3 and out.
And he just lets his quarterback sneak, follow the big Darren Dunson right up the middle. You know, he can fall forward, the center. I mean, he's 5'11", 297-pound freshman. He's going to move some people.
Out of Denver, Colorado. He's come all the way to Montgomery, Alabama to play his college football. Williams strung out on the edge. Joe Sykes.
What a play.
Forced him back inside.
And he did it again, running all the way down the line of scrimmage, Carter. And you can tell he's not even looking at the ball carrier. He's just running down the line trying to get to a certain spot right there. That's just all effort. This kid he believes that this game is still in reach, and he's doing everything he can to make sure that happens.
Joe Sykes, a senior who made the transfer from West Virginia. Alabama State nearing 500 yards of total offense. Jackson on the bootleg, fires to the sideline, incomplete, intended for Chris Maddox. Michael Williams on the coverage. Alabama State thought maybe Michael got there a little early.
I don't think so. I think that was a good play right there by Michael Williams. You're going to see he's coming up. It's just a regular comeback outside. You stop, you go back outside, you come down the field. He got caught up in his cut. He didn't come out of it too fast, and if you don't come out of it fast enough, the man that's throwing the football right there, Travaris Jackson, will throw right past you. And that thing was humming.
However, third down and 9 yards, which has not been too friendly for Alabama State. They need the 44-yard line for a first down. Jackson on the screen, setting it up. On the outside, near a first down, and that is a first down. He got it easily across the 49-yard line.
And just right here, it's a middle screen. You come down across the line, a great block, and he misses a tackle right there. Would have stopped it. Gets up the field. There you go. You got a player down there.
Jay Peck is the guy who gets that first down on the screen pass.
I think that's Ryan Beneby is down on the field right there, number 65. You're going to see him come up right here. He's on the ground right there. He's trying to get up. Oh, everybody just comes down right on top of him. And that is Ryan Beneby right there.
Beneby, the only senior starter on the offensive line for Alabama State. The only upperclassman. It is Beneby and 4 freshmen on the Alabama State offensive line. So talk about relying on Beneby to be the man up front.
He is the leader of that whole offensive line group.
Now he's backed up by a senior, Jonathan Carr, a senior out of Mobile. So if Beneby can't go, you do have a senior coming out there to back him up. And Beneby's going to have to walk over and take a break on the Hornets sideline. 6 minutes, 38 seconds remaining. A 10-point lead for Alabama State. The Hornets trying to chew up some clock, trying to put some more points on the board, and trying to put this game out of reach by the Southern Jaguars. First down and 10 from the 49-yard line. Maddox is in motion. Jackson rolls right, firing, and that pass is caught. Another big gain. And it is Al Vance Robinson making the catch.
You think these two guys know where each other's going to be at? I mean, the timing, the ball's in the air before Al Vance Robinson even stops, and the ball's coming at high velocity. It hits him right in the chest. You're going to see here, Al Vance Robinson, it's just a stretch, push him up, push him up, push him up. Once you get on his heels, you sit down, break back, come back to the football. You don't have to, because the ball's already there as soon as you turn around. There's his numbers. Wow. That's one heck of a day for a quarterback. I'll tell you who else might need an ice tub right there. Jaguars Jackson might need a little ice tub after today.
423. He has 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. It has been an impressive performance by Jaguars Jackson, and really this entire Alabama State team. And we talked about that young offensive line that Charles Coe said needed to step up tonight, and I think a lot of the credit goes to the Alabama State offensive line. They've given Jackson time to throw the ball all day, and they've opened up some holes for Keldrick Williams, especially on this drive.
I think that C that coach gave him before is definitely could definitely go up to a B+, maybe even A. I mean, I'm a quarterback. I love the offensive line. I give him A+. Anytime a quarterback throws over 400 yards and it almost rushes for 100, it's almost A+ if you ask me. But I'm just saying, I'm not the coach. I'm up in the booth. I'm a quarterback. So.
If you have Tavares Jackson on your fantasy football team on CSTV.com, he is racking up the points for you.
You're a winner.
And if you don't have him, you might want to pick him up. Tavares Jackson bitten for another touchdown just over the outstretched hands of Robinson, who heads right into the bushes behind the end zone. Yikes. I mean, he hit those shrubs with a full head of steam. So Chris Maddox over there to help him out. And obviously Alvance Robinson got banged up a little bit heading into the hedge.
Just no quit there. Can't slow down. Ooh, watch yourself, buddy. It's not funny, but I think he got stuck in there. He's stuck.
Robinson gets rescued from the greenery around Ladd Peebles Stadium.
9 receptions, 181 yards. You know what? 4:56 left. It might be safe to say that he can probably sit out for a little bit. I think it's time that you.
Now, Ray, we've said the entire game, no
I'm just
lead
saying, you
is
didn't
safe.
let me finish. I said I think it's time to Keldrick Williams running back and Robert Random. They try to impose the will right now and eat up some of this clock.
All right. There's a penalty flag down, and I don't believe Alabama State.
Dead ball, full start, offense, number 66, 5 yards, just or down.
Antonio Hill, one of the freshmen on that offensive line for Alabama State, moved. So back it up. This makes it 3rd down and 7. And Southern really needs a stop here.
Without question, 4:55. You're down 10 points. We can't. You know, you can't. You're looking at the penalties right here. Southern 8 penalties, 93 yards. That's just unacceptable. You know, you don't want to have 4 more than 4. 4 is just maybe acceptable. Nice cut.
Maddox trying to get to that 1st down. He has it, and he has the 21. And that is a huge pickup by Chris Maddox, because Alabama State gets to keep the football. They get to run some more clock, and now they're nearly in the red zone at the 21.
And I'll tell you what, this is a great play. Just a regular sweep. They've been picking up a lot of yards on individual effort. Chris Maddox makes 1 miss. 2. The same guy missed twice, as a matter of fact. You're going to see. Watch the swing pass here. Here it comes. There's 1 miss right there. He comes back at number 53 right there. 53, Greg Handy comes back, and he makes a miss again. Extra effort, 1st down. Keep the clock running.
Under 4.5 remaining now in Mobile, Alabama. The 32nd Gulf Coast Classic. Williams gets the handoff inside. That just keeps the clock running.
It's going to come down to a point where Southern's going to start calling some kind of timeouts and stop the clock.
Southern right now has 2 timeouts left. They elect not to use one here and let the clock wind to near 4 minutes.
Alabama State right there, you see 30 points per game this season, 2nd in the SWAC tonight. That and then some.
Trying to add more points here as we go under 4 minutes to play. Keldrick Williams gets a handoff around the edge inside the 10. Williams forced out of bounds at the 5, and a late penalty flag comes in.
That's going to be a late hit out of bounds right there.
Williams stepped out at the 5 but kept running.
You're going to see here Williams, and this guy, like we said, is elusive, but once he picks a spot, he's going to hit you with the speed, turns the corner, goes out at the 5. We didn't get to see the end of that. I think it was a late hit out of bounds. Half the distance to the goal right here. He goes out. Didn't get a chance to see it.
It means 2.5 yards is all it means, though. Inside the 5, it was a first down anyway. So first and goal, handoff, inside give. Close. But no touchdown. Lee Carter, the fullback, gets the call again, and he's down at the 2. Rather at the 1.
Charles Cole, he's trying to get the fullback some love, man. Throw him some balls. These guys are going to be not know how to act.
And instead, Tarvaris Jackson right over center. No official signal. And now, touchdown Alabama State. Second rushing touchdown of the day for Tarvaris Jackson. And Alabama State puts together the perfect drive. Time-consuming, they get in the end zone.
And he's going to see right here, Tarvaris Jackson gets behind his big lineman, gets down low. Key, get down low, drive your legs. All you do is break the plane right there. This kid has put one heck of a game together, running the ball, throwing the football, making good decisions, taking care of himself.
Just over 3 minutes remaining with Alabama State up now 45-28. The 32nd annual Gulf Coast Classic has been a showcase for Tarvaris Jackson and the Hornets.
CSTV, #1 in college sports, brings you action from your favorite Conference USA team. If it's played on a field, the diamond, or the court, it's on CSTV. With coverage of hundreds of Conference USA games, CSTV is the home of Conference USA. Call your local cable or satellite provider or log on to CSTV.com to find out how to get Conference USA on CSTV today. Every Tuesday through Saturday, it's Coast to Coach, where CSTV brings you closer to the game than anyone else.
To win on the road against a team like this means how good you are.
With the biggest stories from the best coaches.
What really matters is winning the Big 12 championship.
To tell you what went right.
He just stepped up in every facet of his game.
What went wrong?
You are what your record is. You got to play better.
And what to expect next. Coast to Coach on CSTV every Tuesday through Saturday. Log on to CSTV.com for a complete schedule.
Here is for the love of the game. When it's for money, it's not the same. That is why you'll never see owners or agents on CSTV. Football, soccer, and volleyball. We cover 30 sports overall. That is why you should try marching onward to CSTV.
CSTV Football Nation has been brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. And by Xbox Live. It's good to play together. Remaining, just over 3 minutes remaining at the 32nd annual Gulf Coast Classic. It is now 45-28. Alabama State leading Southern. Carter Blackburn with Ray Lucas, James Bates, Michelle Beadle from Mobile, Alabama. And the Alabama State band can, I think, celebrate at this point. We've said this entire game that no lead is safe, but maybe 45-28 with 3:09. Maybe now the Southern fans are saying, okay, we're just going to tip our cap to Alabama State. The defending SWAC champs have looked mighty impressive so far tonight.
Without question, offensively and defensively, stopping the run and the pass, which is Southern's strong point. Alabama State's done it all, on all facets, even special teams.
And now Southern will have to start at the 27-yard line. The ball was down, so no fumble. Alabama State thought they were covered, but the ball is down. CSTV Football Nation has been brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. And by Xbox Live. It's good to play together. 3:02 away from an Alabama State win for just the second time ever in the Gulf Coast Classic over Southern University. They were 1-8 all-time versus Southern here in the Gulf Coast Classic as Lewis fires for Overstreet, who nearly makes a great grab. And nearly a record-setting night here in the Gulf Coast Classic. 73 combined points in this game. 76 is the record back in 1990. So the second most combined points ever in the Gulf Coast Classic.
2:54 left too. Let's not put it in the bed yet. Let's just not put the kids to sleep yet.
Yeah, we've seen some big play potential for Southern University. Antonio Overstreet had 3 touchdown grabs last time these teams met. That pass incomplete. Junior Joseph with a great
yeah. I mean, does he do it on special teams? And he does it. He makes a play down the sideline on the double seam, and right here he comes up, breaks it, plays great on the ball, gets there just in time. This kid's been pretty special too today.
Third down here. If Southern has any hope, they need to convert on one of the next 2 plays. 3rd and 10. Lewis takes it himself near the first down marker. Now he has it up for the first down, still churning. That'll temporarily stop the clock at 2:41 as Lewis picks up a first down.
Nobody told this kid the game's over yet. That's just pure effort, energy, and not quitting. This kid's been taking a beating all day. This kid's legs were churning like it was the first play of the game right there. I'm very impressed with his toughness mentally and physically.
You know, we should mention one more time that this is a young Southern team. Lewis is a sophomore quarterback, making just his 3rd ever start. Bryant, the senior, makes that grab near a first down, maybe half a yard shy across midfield. But Larry Nichols, the featured back, is a sophomore. Landry, one of the featured receivers, a sophomore. Robinson, who has a touchdown, grabs a sophomore. So this is a young Southern team. Pete Robinson making no excuses, said 2 games wiped out. Pete Richardson, excuse me.
Look at this.
Down to the 5. Junior Joseph, a junior. Well, Pete Richardson's happy with that one.
Just a takeoff route right down the sideline. J.C. Lewis looks off the safety one way, comes back to his left, and uncorks one, and it goes all the way down there. I mean, that was, I'm telling you, this kid never quits. He's very impressive. Junior Joseph ran past somebody, and then he delivers the ball. J.C. Lewis just delivers the football.
Alabama State's going to take a timeout to catch its breath on defense to try and keep Southern out of the end zone. 2:02.
Never say never.
I think somebody must have listened to us on the Southern sideline and said, hey, Carter and Ray are saying this game may be in Alabama State's hands. Not quite yet. Take a look at our Xbox Live Big Play replay, and this really set the tone for the night. Southern came out aggressive after they'd taken a 7-0 lead, and Tavares Jackson with a 64-yard touchdown run down the sideline.
Unbelievable play, and the funny thing for me, Carter, was that he put the ball in with just one hand and pulled it out. Great ball fake, and that's what started down the sideline. But what surprised me too, look at it, rush yards, 94 yards, pass, 439 total yards. 3 pass TDs, 2 rush TDs. This dude better be sitting in first class or in front of the bus, something on the way home today.
1 pick on the day, and that was on a tipped ball. As the skies open up with just over 2 minutes left. Lewis to the end zone. Touchdown, Southern University. James Vernon makes the grab. Just under 2 minutes as the rain starts pouring at Ladd-Peebles Stadium. And Southern hoping that the rains bring a miraculous comeback with them.
James Vernon comes up a little limping there towards the end of that play. But like I said, this is definitely one of the games that is definitely not over yet. I think God's telling us it's not over yet.
It is now a torrential downpour. Well, thunderstorms came right over the Mobile area about 90 minutes prior to kickoff, and then cleared out, and we were completely dry until 2 minutes remaining in this game.
You're going to see here J.C. Lewis just drops back. It's an under-over. James Vernon comes underneath the outside slot receiver. See there, a little gimpy, little walking right there. I don't know what that was about. Maybe turned his ankle coming underneath or something like that. But as you can see, folks, look at the rain coming down.
And this is not just a shower, this is turning into a torrential downpour. Now, obviously, with just under 2 minutes left, we haven't seen any lightning, so the officials are going to do everything they can to get this game completed before lightning shows up and you have to come off the field, or before it gets so bad that you can't play.
And I'll tell you what, we talked about Alabama State, what they were going to do. I'll tell you who you're going to see right now. You're going to see those 2 running backs from Alabama State. Without question, you're going to see Keldrick Williams and Robert Randolph, and a heavy dose of them. I don't think the ball will be in the air one time for Alabama State. They just have to fall on this ball on the kickoff.
Now, this is a situation where certainly Southern University is going to be looking for the onside kick. This one makes it 10 yards. It pops in the air. It's loose on the ground. Southern thinks they have it.
They do have it.
Jaguars have it just inside the 50. With 1:57 left in a 10-point game, Southern is going to get the football back.
You're going to see here on the replay what a great bounce this ball takes right there at the end. One guy has it, blocks. Wow. That's the way the ball bounces. New life for Southern. Need a quick score, though, still. 1:57 left. Still need a quick score here.
2 timeouts remaining for Southern University with 1:57 left. This is Lewis.
So you see there, he tries to go deep right there.
Now with 1 minute and 46 seconds showing on the clock. Lewis is going to fire it downfield. I'll tell you what, Ray, this is going right down to the end.
It definitely is, and he tried to get it all just right there. J.C. Lewis tried to throw the ball as far as he could down the left sideline.
Now Lewis back to pass, 2nd down and 10. That pass is complete near another 1st down. Now the clock is running right now under 1:40. Stopped temporarily now with 1:39. The scoreboard clock is now running. You can see the clock on your TV screen at 1:24. Motion on the line. (45-35) the score. Alabama State with the lead, but Southern is on the march. And what is very quickly turning into a soggy Ladd Peebles Stadium. And one way or another, this is going to be a Gulf Classic game to remember.
Here I go. I'm back.
J.C. Lewis firing over the middle, pass tipped and incomplete. That was the 1st down play, so that means it's going to be 2nd down and 15 coming up. It was a false start on the offense. That was the penalty.
The key right now, 27 of 44, 302 yards, 5 TDs. Who's sleeping on J.C. Lewis today?
Down 10. Just over a minute remaining. J.C. Lewis flushed out of the pocket.
Oh.
He takes a big hit. Fumble of the football. Alabama State recovers. Alabama State recovers the fumble, and that will wrap up what was nearly a tremendous comeback effort by Southern University.
And what a shameful way for that to end right here, as you're going to see him. He gets out of pocket. All he's trying to do is make a play right there. I mean, it's unfortunate. J.C. Lewis played an excellent game. You can't take nothing away from that young man right there. Watch him pull his arm around. Oh, what a beating he's been taking all day. Greg Handy comes in there. I mean, it's just tough day for him. Tough day. Coach is definitely upset about something right here. He's getting after it.
Pete Richardson, I think, is maybe saying that J.C. Lewis was down on the play. I didn't see his arm moving forward, which would be the other thing, but obviously Pete Richardson is upset about something that happened on that play.
Oh, he's very upset, to say the least.
Because that play is going to end the Southern comeback effort, barring a turnover here by Alabama State. Southern does have 2 timeouts, and I'm quite sure that they're going to be using them here just to try and extend this game a little bit longer, even with the rain. Here's the handoff on first down. It's Robert Randolph across the 45-yard line to near the 40.
Yep, there he goes. He's saying he wants it. Look at him. He's on the field. Coach Richardson is on the field, ladies and gentlemen. Almost to the numbers, asking for a timeout.
Well, talk about a wild one. We were completely dry, and it was looking like an Alabama State easy win. That was about 5 minutes ago. Then the skies opened up. Southern got a quick touchdown. At least in Coach Richardson's eyes, a controversial fumble recovered by Alabama State. And we're still playing football with about 50 seconds left on the clock here at Ladd Peebles Stadium in Mobile.
Southern can only start the clock one more time, and then I think this game will be over. Second down, yes, sir.
Second down, if Alabama State can get a first down, that will wrap up the victory. And again, Southern has one timeout left, so they will likely use it at the end of this play. Tarvaris Jackson, 3 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. No question that he's your Gulf Coast Classic MVP, and he's made a big statement here on CSTV Football Nation about his senior year.
And I'll tell you what, you can't take anything away from J.C. Lewis either. I mean, he played fantastic. 5 TD passes today. Played very well.
There's a question about how much time should be put back up on the clock. 55 seconds is, I believe, the public address announcer, something I've never heard, is on the PA discussing in hand signals with the officiating crew as to how much time is going to be put up, because the downpour here has wiped out all communication between the field and between the press box. So
we're literally standing in water in the press box.
It is standing water. 54 seconds is the agreed upon time. Remember, one timeout left here for Southern. So as the clock winds to 50 seconds, here is the second and final Southern timeout, the third and final Southern timeout, second that they've taken on this possession. So now no timeouts left for Southern, trailing by 10, 50 seconds left. Third down coming up. So if Southern can get a stop, you get the football. But the problem is this is a 2-score game.
There's no way they're going to be able to get the football back. I mean, if they want, Alabama State can just take a knee and then take a delayed game. The game's over with. I mean, this game is out of reach. A quality football game. It was everything we said it was going to be, Carter. It was exciting. I mean, there was big plays. There was little plays that turned into big plays. It was exciting to watch. I'm tired, and I just called the game.
If you were watching about 3.5 hours ago, Ray Lucas told you this was going to be a shootout, and guess what? 45-35, I don't think that you could say that this game didn't live up to its expectations. It is officially now the highest scoring Gulf Coast Classic in this game's 32-year history.
And we could put our names attached. We could attach our names to that. James down there, Michale down there, definitely. It was a great game. Two great football teams, I'm telling you.
No timeouts remaining here for Southern, so that means that Alabama State either hands off or takes a knee. Jackson will just slide down, and no way for Southern to stop the clock here. It's just going to wind down to under 40 seconds, and Alabama State will go to 4-1 on the season, 4-0 in the SWAC, and for the second straight game, beat their rivals from Southern University, the Jaguars. Last year in the SWAC championship, it was Alabama State over Southern. Now in the Gulf Coast Classic in the regular season, the Hornets are going to beat the Jaguars.
And what they're going to do is going to let it go down. Here's Tarvaris Jackson is over there with the official. He's going to call timeout right now.
May put his second back up there on the clock, but the point was a timeout with 1 second left on the play clock.
Now, let me tell you something. This is my coach, my old coach, Bill Parcells, had something for this very play right here. You drop back. You put one receiver out as far as you can. You drop back. You throw it as high as far as you can as the clock winds down and the ball, they don't stop until the ball hits the ground. You throw it as high and as far as you can. Hopefully you can get that 9 seconds off there. Now this kid's arm, he could probably throw that at the stadium right now if he wanted to.
All right, now this is not a play that you practice, but if Jackson takes the snap and then just runs the other way, the clock
we
is
practice that play too.
Well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Question
Run all
is,
the way back, and he's coming back on the field.
Do you hurt Tavares Jackson's numbers by making him take that big loss running the other way?
I think they're going to. They call it duck. They're going to the slot formation.
Jackson has 3 touchdown passes, 2 rushing. Try the end zone again. We'll see. Jackson rolling out. Remember, all he wants to do is run the clock out. 5 seconds. Now he slides down. That was on 4th down. So Southern is going to get the football back with about 3 seconds remaining. There is an injured player on the field for the Southern Jaguars.
That's their middle linebacker.
That's Runnels, who is getting his first start ever for Southern University. Maurice Runnels, transfer from Oklahoma State. And indeed, he is down on the field, and that is worst case scenario for Southern University.
That's just not something you want to see when there's 9 seconds left to play in the game.
And now the rain has completely stopped. So we had about 2 minutes of game time, maybe 10 minutes of real time, complete downpour. That made the field very slick, and Runnels took a big shot.
Got chopped right down there.
Oof. Robert Randolph is the guy who put that block on, the tailback.
You just hope and pray right here that this is, minor. Just comes off of not being eligible to being eligible to starting today. Played fantastic. Very unfortunate.
Maurice Runnels was cleared just this week by the NCAA eligibility-wise to play for Southern. So he's playing in his first ever game as a Southern Jaguar. And with 3 seconds showing on the clock here in Mobile at Ladd-Peebles Stadium, Runnels down on the field in what has turned into a very wet surface. And what is going to be a win for Tavares Jackson and Alabama State. Went right down to the end. But Jackson with a 5-touchdown performance. 3 passing, 2 rushing. So Alabama State now looks ahead to the rest of the SWAC. This is the next 3 games coming up in the Southwestern Athletic Conference for Charles Coe and his Alabama State Hornets.
Jackson State, Prairie View A&M versus Alabama A&M in the 29th of October. Nice little road there. This team could go some places. You might be looking right now, ladies and gentlemen, at a 3-peat of the SWAC championship, which is I don't think has ever been done. And this is Southern schedule right here. You see there goes Alabama A&M, and then they go to Jackson State and Alcorn State. There's a chance to win some games right there for Southern.
And really the issue for Southern and Coach Richardson is just getting some game time for these younger players. They've only had 2 games this year. There's supposed to be 4 games under their belt at this point, but again, because of the Hurricanes wiping out 2 of those games, including last week. So this is a young Southern team that's only been out there on the football field twice before today.
And then you see guys like this guy, Runnels, going off the field. Just another step backwards for the Southern team that's trying to go forwards. I mean, it's going to definitely have an effect. You just hope that he's all right.
And again, worst case scenario for Southern. 3 seconds in a game that is decided, and your middle linebacker.
Your starting middle linebacker gets cut down like that.
It is Southern football after Alabama State turns it over on downs, but 10 points, 3 seconds. Not going to happen. Lewis wants to take one more shot. And he does take one more shot. Looking downfield, it's incomplete, and that is the end of the 2005 Gulf Coast Classic. Alabama State wins it 45-35, the second ever win over Southern in the Gulf Coast Classic for the Alabama State Hornets. So the SWAC champions who beat Southern to get that title in 2004 follow it up with a regular season win over Southern here in the Gulf Coast Classic. What an impressive performance all the way around by the Hornets.
Oh, without question. They did it offensively and defensively. They did the both sides of the football there, led by Tavares Jackson. He was just amazing today. The wide receivers were fantastic for him. And the offensive line. Let's give the big dogs some credit down there, the big hogs. They ate a lot today. He didn't get pressured too much. And don't take anything away from this JC kid. I mean, 5 touchdown passes, over 300 yards passing. This kid played his heart out, played a tough game too, mentally and physically.
You mentioned that offensive line. We said at the beginning of the day it was Ryan Beneby and the Babes. He's a senior starting up there with 4 freshmen on the Alabama State offensive line. But they certainly held their own against Southern and racking up 45 points in the highest scoring Gulf Coast Classic ever.
And I'll tell you what, with these freshmen, with this one senior, I mean, we saw him go out, but Darren Dunson, James Brown, Antonio Hill, Sylvester Hatton, Ryan Beneby, the more they play together, I mean, this is a 5-0 team right now. They're going to gel, and you hope that they gel right towards the end of the season when they're going into the championship round. These guys playing together, as long as everybody stays healthy, we could have a team of the future up there now, that offensive line.
Tavares Jackson had 10 touchdown passes coming into this game. He completes 3 more touchdown passes, 2 rushing, goes over 450 yards of total offense. And you think the 5th-year senior from Montgomery, Alabama is glad that he came back home to Alabama State to play his college football?
I think this is where he wanted to end up. It was perfect ending. I mean, especially to come back playing for his hometown. His parents could watch.
Well, they watched a 45-35 win now for Alabama State. Again, 4-1 on the season now for the Hornets, 4-0 in the SWAC. And now let's head down to the sideline.
Well, you know I got to talk to the defensive guys first, right, Keldrick? This Kerry Frazier, you banged up a little bit at halftime, man, but came out and had a big second half just like you did there in the first half.
Yes, sir. I caught a real bad bruise to my knee right before the halftime, but thank God I was able to come back out and put pressure on the quarterback and the D-line. We was able to sustain the quarterback and keep him contained and stuff like that, and our DBs really picked it up the second half, too.
How much fun is this to win the Gulf Coast Classic against a good team like Southern?
It feels real good to be able to defeat them in the championship game last year and then come back and win there. It just feels great, real good. I'm sure we'll probably see them again in the championship.
All right, man, go enjoy it. Got Keldrick Williams here. Keldrick, heck of a game, man. How you feeling? You've had the tendonitis problems. You look pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I feel real good, man. We was able to come out, and play a hard-fought game. The Southern was a great team. Everybody knows that. We had a few mistakes here and there, but at the end, we was able to get on top.
All right, have a good bus ride home. Long bus ride back to Montgomery. Thank you very much. Congratulations to these Hornets. Back up to you guys.
It's a 45-35 win for the Hornets. Much more coming up from Mobile after this. And making it 35-14. That is our drive of the game, brought to you by Volkswagen. Not a bad day for either of these quarterbacks.
I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of on either side of the ball, especially J.C. Lewis. I mean, he got hit I don't even know how many times. I wish we had the stat. But look at T. Jackson. He did it. Tavares Jackson did it all over the place. Passing, he did it running. I mean, he had the one interception that was tipped up in the air, too, by the way. So, sometimes I don't like to count that as much. Randy Thomas tips it up in the air. I hate that quarterback stuff. But these two guys played fantastic football, and they put their hearts out there, and you saw it. J.C. Lewis, at the end, he was just out there on blood and guts alone. I mean, I have so much respect for both of these two guys today.
Once again, the final score, 45-35, Alabama State over Southern. For more information, log on to CSTV.com. This has been a presentation of CSTV, College Sports Television, #1 in college sports. For Michelle Beadle, Ray Lucas, James Bates, producer John Norton, director Rick Kaczynski, and our entire CSTV crew, I'm Carter Blackburn. So long from Mobile, Alabama. Alabama State takes the Gulf Coast Classic.
Bedtime when it's really not. And there you see Coach Maurice Forte, Mo, they like to call him, second season here at Arkansas Pine Bluff, 7-7, a 500 record. And here's a guy, when we talked to him on the phone the other day, said we've got to keep our offense on the field. We have to run the football, even if it means